the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. I suppose we all thought that, one way or another.
Morning! Ladies and gentlemen, good morning! We are getting ourselves ready to go on this day. $1,000 target. That's where we're at today, traders. $1,000 target, $1,000 goal, $1,000 objective, the mission. Let's go ahead and make it happen today. So, can we start trading right off the rip? I mean, that's where it always gets fun. That's where it always gets exciting. Where you start trading and you can just jump in right away. Where you start trading right off the rip, right away, getting yourself involved. Well, team, it is 7:30 at this time. Let's see if we do get any sort of big-time spikers, rippers, and runners. We do have right now, what do we have? XAIR. XAIR traders acquires 85% of Beyond Air subsidiary NeuroNS, entering a massive autism market with Nobel Prize winning scientific leadership. So guys, a little heads on up for you. XAIR just came on out. That is going to be the top stock to be focusing on right at this moment. Let's see how well this is going to hold on up. This play just exploded on up. We do have a 50-day moving average at 120. 120 is going to be tough to break through. I want to take a look at the past chart history pattern to see if there's actually going to be any stronger resistance. It's going to be more closer to like 150. I like shorts possibly right around that 150 area. 150, 155. If we can get to that mark, I feel a lot better. If we can get to that mark, I feel like, again, there could be a lot more hype. There could be a lot more action. There could be a lot more momentum. So let's actually, again, go ahead and take a look to see if there's any shorts available. But we can see XAIR just came out right here, right over on Fox Runner, so that we're all set. Let's go over to the short locate button, pop this thing on out, bring it on over to you guys. Type in XAIR, see how many shares we want. Let's say 6,000 shares. That'll be about a $7,000 investment. Inquire all. Let's go over 6,000 shares. Locate lowest. Click cancel. That's going to cost me $7.02. That's worth it to me. Located, accepted, $7.02. XAIR. Now we're flying through here, team. And we're trying to do as much as we can. Got up towards 143 so far. Now, big question is, can we be able to keep on going up higher? Short, 155. Short, 158. Short, 159. Short, 161. Short, 164. Like, I'm just kind of spreading out short orders, all from, again, 150s up to the 160s. If XAIR could start squeezing on up, that's where I would like to be able to get filled. That would be about a 100% climb over on XAIR. XAIR, at the same time, you guys can see what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the old, kind of like crack-off area. The area that we were downtrending, had a gap down. This old area usually holds up as a strong resistance line. That's going to be, where at? Right at this mark. So next strong resistance line I see is right around 160. 160 is kind of like the next strong area of resistance I see. Now, if you're asking, is this a good press release or a bad press release? It's a good press release. There is nothing wrong with this press release. XAIR is acquiring 85% of another company. There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing that is wrong with you acquiring another company. You are now gaining the assets. You are now gaining the employees. You are now gaining the partnerships. You are now gaining the revenue streams. You know, so it's like, oh, is this a bad press release? No, it's a good press release. So why would you short it? Because I'm shorting it after it's already gone on an 80% spike. So XAIR, again, my first short order was going to be 155. It just came on up towards, again, 153 and kind of had a little reversal right there. So XAIR, unfortunately, if we miss this play, I'm missing it by 1 to 2 cents. I like the high 150s and the 160s. We got up to 153. Let's see if we can maybe bounce our way back on up, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's starting to drop right now. We also have BCTX. BCTX with a little bit of a pop came right back on down, but you can see how XAIR is getting a little bit of that hype. Little reversal right there, traders. Missed this one by 2 cents so far. But you guys can see exactly what we have at this moment. You guys can see why this play is getting this hype and momentum in action. XAIR did come out with that nice, again, kind of start of the day. Starting to get a little bit of this attention towards it. But hey, we're on the right track. We're on the right track here. And XAIR, not a bad play. If you guys did get filled on the short side, congratulations. Again, I missed that play by 2 pennies. I was going to get filled on XAIR at the price of 155. Came on up towards 153. I just always like to share the news with you guys. So this was one that acquires 85% of another company. And again, that's going to always be reflected in the shares price. So XAIR goes on a nice spike, starting to get a nice drop. Did anyone get filled on a short? Dang it. I'm going to cancel my short orders. Dang it, dang it, dang it. We just missed that one. Missed it by 2 pennies. And again, I wanted 155, 157, 160, 161, 163. Like, I wanted to put like 5,000 to 6,000 shares, 155 to 165. It came up to 153. Just short. But you know what? It still gives me a lot of confidence. It does. It gives me a lot of confidence that I know I'm on the right track. It gives me a lot of confidence that I know, again, I'm on the right idea here. It gives me a lot of confidence to know, again, this is something I want to be looking at. So it's like the entries are right there. I like it. Let me look around real quick, make sure we're not missing anything else. ATON, not too much there. AHMA. Guys, AHMA, not a bad play. Notice how AHMA is trying to grind its way on up. Now, team, what stands out to me? I mean, let me ask you, what stands out to you about the top gainers today? Is there anything that stands out to you out of the top gainers? And to me, it's like pretty distinct. Like it's really easy to kind of tell this. Traders, every single top gainer today is a low float play. ATON, AHMA, XAIR, IOTR, EVTV, SPR, like every play is a low float stock. This is why I filter out anything that's over 30 million. Anything over 30 million is not worth it to me. Because look what we have here. It's all low float stocks. So why do I care about 100 million floats? I don't care. I care about 20 million, 30 million and below. 10 million, 5 million, 4 million, less than 1 million. Those are the ones that go crazy. Guys, any sort of news today over on AHMA? I don't believe so. Let me see here. AHMA actually is a top gainer right here. You guys can actually see AHMA, top gainer right here. I don't believe it has any sort of news, but let's just double check this together. AHMA, go ahead, click news. Monday, 12-8 was the last press release. So they're saying, again, the last press release was over a month ago. We can see it's up 45% at this time as, again, one of the top dogs. If we go over to see all, we can see ATON is number 1 with AHMA as our number 2 play. That's, again, very good. At the same time, we do want to ask ourselves, why is this stock kind of getting so wild? Why is this stock getting a little bit of this action? Why is this play getting this hype at this moment? Now, AHMA traders is starting to explode. Everyone, hold on tight right now. Let's go over and just locate some shorts so at least we have them. But guys, AHMA right now, if we want to get, let's say, 2,000 shares, let's go to inquire all, 2,000 shares, locate lowest, click cancel. What do we have? AHMA, $13. That's fine. Go AHMA, accepted, $13. I have 2,000 shares ready to get after it. Now, AHMA, all the hype is starting moving on this play. I actually don't feel that comfortable shorting yet. I actually feel like this is going to do something stupid. I actually feel like HMA is kind of set itself up for one of those plays that are just going to go higher than expected. What do you guys think? And let me actually see here. Ambitions Enterprise Management. Just want to see if there's any sort of... No, I don't see any news whatsoever. No news whatsoever. I literally just typed it in over on Google just to make sure. October 21st, October 20, 1 month ago, October 20th, October 20th, 1 month ago. Like, there's nothing we have right now. So, AHMA, no news I'm seeing. This is a play that's trying to get a little bit of hype and trying to get a little bit of momentum. We got up to 894 so far. If you are going to short, you definitely want to short right around 875. But at the same time, I just feel like this is one of those plays that's just going to go randomly higher for no reason. I feel like it's just one of those plays that could shoot on up towards like $10, $11. I do not mind if you want to look for a short right now, but please just have a quick stop loss. All right. So AHMA, no news. What do we have here? No news. 3 million in float. Up 60%. This is a high alert stock. So pretty interesting to see here. But it makes it a little bit more troubling for us. And you might say, like, what's troubling here? It's troubling because it's hard to predict. We have a low float stock with no news, up 60% as the number 2 top gainer in the stock market. Where basically everyone's asking themselves, hey, you know what? What's going to be able to continue to spike and rip and run here? Also, at the same time, BCTX, guys. BCTX is exploding. Traders, BCTX came out with a press release at 7:30. So 10 minutes ago, BCTX came out with a press release. This one had a lot of hype. This one had a lot of action. And BCTX right now is getting a lot of hype and momentum. So now again, we have BCTX, which is going crazy. You guys can see BCTX came out with a press release at 7:30, up 111% right now. Talks about, again, a resolution of lung metastasis in patients. And you can see BCTX just went all the way from the price of $7.90 to $20. That is an absolutely insane play. So BCTX, 3-star press release, 111% gain, number 1 top gainer. That's another crazy one. So we kind of have like a little bit of a watch list all over the place. We have BCTX, we have a watch list on. We have ATON, we have a watch on. We have AHMA, we have a watch on. We have previous top gainer EVTV, we have to have a watch on. Right? We have XAIR. So it's kind of like we have a few plays all over here. And I just want to make sure, again, we have to find the play that is going to be, let's say, the most predictable and be able to pull the trigger on that. How's the market today? Market's looking hot. So how's the market today? Market is looking hot right now. BCTX, again, just went from $20 all the way, it went from $7 to $20, $20 down to $12. We have, again, both plays right here, XAIR and BCTX. Both plays went on massive rips and runs. Are BCTX shorts expensive? Let me see. Someone's saying again they're extremely expensive. BCTX. Let's say I wanted to grab 1,000 shares. Go to inquire. Let's see. 1,000 shares. Locate lowest. Click cancel. Oh, man. Yeah, they are. It's $1,000. $1,000 to short 1,000 shares. Guys, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I'm shorting BCTX today. I don't think I'm shorting BCTX at this moment. BCTX, it's $1,000, or it's $1 per share. That's extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. So Jive Foop, you are 100% correct. There are some expensive shorts today. But you know what I love? I love how this market's moving. I love how there's some action. I love how, again, there's some opportunity. I love how there's plays right now jumping off the board. AHMA getting a little bit weaker here, team. AHMA, this one again, it's probably going to keep hitting. Did that just run on up towards? That just ran up towards 970. So AHMA, it's kind of like everywhere that I'm looking, we're seeing a big spike and then a big drop and a big spike and a big drop. It's kind of like everywhere we're looking, I'm seeing, again, plays all over the board here. So I actually want to get some short entries over on AHMA. Yes, we just spiked all the way up towards 975, getting a little bit of resistance and a pullback. I want to wait. If we can get back above the price of $9, I would like to look for a short. We got up towards 980. I think the best shorting opportunities would be somewhere above $9. Okay? So let's go with price $9. Go ahead and short 904, 903 short, 907 short. All right, so I'm kind of just seeing if I can get back above the $9 mark. And if I can, I'll definitely look for some nice possible shorting opportunities. So $9 plus, I'll look to re-enter on some shorts here. AHMA, still want to see if we get a little pop on up. $9 plus, I will look to get filled, traders. And again, I just think that's because AHMA is one of these plays right here where we just went from $5, shot all the way up towards 980, went from 980, collapsed back on down to 830. If we get a little pop back on up, I think we are going to go up towards like 925, 930. Like that's where I think we're going to get up towards. 925, 930, little bit of a climb, little bit of a pop, little bit of a move on up. And then, from there, we could start seeing some reversals back on down. So right now, HMA is my favorite play. BCTX shares are just so expensive. And I'll keep checking on those, to be honest with you. I'm going to keep checking over on BCTX just to make sure, like, if maybe the shares get a little cheaper. Sometimes that happens, that as time goes by, more shares are going to be able to show on up. So let's just, again, see real quick. BCTX, 1,000 shares, inquire all. Okay, 1,000, locate lowest. It is still $1,000. Total cost is $1,000. Now you might say, why is it so expensive? It's because it's in very high demand for a short. Like for instance, the stock went from $8, spiked up to $20. If I did 1,000 shares and it cost me $1,000, if I short at 19, the shorting fee is 18, and then anything under 18, I make a profit. So the only reason it's so expensive is because you are probably going to end up winning. Like for instance, if I shorted at $14, I would have to pay back my fee as it goes down to 13, but now it goes down to 12. Now it's going down to 11. So I would have made $3,000 technically. $1,000 would have went back to the shorting fee, and I would still be up $2,000. So when you get these extremely volatile plays that are going all over the place, right? What do you think is going to be happening? They're probably going to have a lot of shares available to short, right? But at the same time, they're going to be very expensive. Very expensive. Guys, I'm still, look at this. You know, BCTX, $8 to $20, $20 back down to $10. Talk about a crazy pump right there, right? Talk about a crazy move right there. I'm liking this action though. 2026 is coming in a little hot. 2026 is getting a little bit, you know, rambunctious. Woo! I like it. Right here, traders, we are staying alert. Waiting to see if AHMA is going to get a quick little pop back on above $9. Again, I would like to short it with an overall cost basis right around that orange line. If I can get an overall cost basis right around that orange line, we'll be good to go. So let's see here. Can we get this, you know, $9 pop? I do believe the best entry is going to be somewhere right around that 935-ish mark. You know, if you could start getting entries up towards around the 920s, 930s, that would be where I think you have the best chance of success. $937. Do some shorts. $939. Agreement press release just came on out. Always again, just keep your eyes peeled in case you ever, you know, get a hot agreement press release, kind of start getting some momentum. All right, traders, we might be getting filled here. Hold on here. Guys, first trade of the day. Just got my starting entries filled. Starting entries filled over on AHMA. Again, where do I want to get filled? Overall cost basis would be right around the 930-ish mark. Guys, all right, I am in right now. As you guys know, I am in right now. Cost basis, 928. 928 cost basis at this moment. I am in on this play. I am currently down at this moment with 1,250 shares. Stock is going a little bit higher than expected. If this does not reverse here soon, I'm going to have a stop loss at 1040. 1040, guys, I'm out. I'm out. Got to keep my loss nice and tight. Got to move on. Got to keep my loss nice and tight here. I am out. This is one of those plays that's going higher than expected. I am not going to, again, sit here and get roasted as it runs up towards $11. Give me 2 seconds here, guys. I will be right back on the mic as well. I just did a trade. I did just take a loss. No entry for myself. I'm just kind of a little distracted right here. Give me 2 seconds. Just got to fix something real quick. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, traders. Let's get back to, again, square one here. AHMA just went a little bit crazier than what I wanted, right? What happened over on AHMA? Stock spiked on up, went higher than what I wanted, got out of that play. I am down, though. I'm down $1,500. Now, what I am proud about is keeping this as small as I possibly can. You know, I do want to re-add onto this play. And I do think if I can get some entries right around like that $10 mark or so, it could be, again, a very nice entry. We did spike on up towards 980, come crashing back on down. I got filled around the 930s, spiked on up towards around 1070. I do like if I could go ahead and still kind of float around 250 shares right around that $10 mark, right? I do think that could be very solid to be able to get some entries, very solid to be able to get filled, very solid to be able to say, hey, you know what? Let me see if I can be able to get a good overall cost basis. I like this play. I really do. So I'm going to look to re-enter play this stock, guys. I'm going to look to re-enter, see if I can get filled, and see if we can just stay underneath that, 1074-ish mark. So I'm just going to still look to be able to kind of load the boat where I want to and be able to start diminishing this loss slightly. So what I am going to do, just a little heads up for every single trader, is I am going to, just to give you that visual, I'm going to look to get a cost basis somewhere right around this orange line. Let's turn this into a green line to make it very easy. I'm going to look to try to get a cost basis right around this green line. My stop loss will be a high of the day. Does that make sense, everyone? So basically what I'm doing right here is I'm going to say, hey, everyone, I'm going to have a stop loss if this play runs on up towards a brand new high. If this play, again, falls and feeds, well, I mean, we have room to go all the way back on down towards like the low $8 mark. So you could see the risk versus reward. The risk is the green line to the red line. The reward is going to be the green line to the blue line. And that's what I want. I want us to have very little risk. And I want us to have very big reward. So my goal would be try to get an overall cost basis somewhere filled up near around that, 1040, 1030-ish mark. That would be my overall goal, to be able to have an overall cost basis right around that area. And if we can start fading and falling, let's say back to 9, back to 10, or excuse me, back to 9, back to 850, back to 875, there's a great chance that I'm going to be able to make some good money. But I will have a stop loss in case this ever ran on up and hit a brand new high. Does that make sense, everyone? So, right now I am backing on this play. My cost basis right now is 1015. But I'm going to, again, continue to be watching AHMA to see how well this is going to hold, but stop loss is the red line. And again, as you guys could see before, I got out when things weren't working out. There will be times that, again, maybe you jump in on a play and it just doesn't do exactly what you want. And that's going to happen. And that's going to, again, be something that we are going to see in the market. But I will always try to at least give myself the best odds of success. I'm going to always try to give myself the best chance of success. I'm always going to try to jump in at where I believe is going to be reversal areas. We have AHMA up nearly 100%. AHMA, which has no news. AHMA, which has spiked so far from the price of $5 up towards $10.74. If I can get entries around 1040 with a stop loss if it hit a brand new high, and then see if the stock can start turning and fading back on down, because if hype leaves, the stock is most likely going to dump, that's worth it for me. So, right now here, traders, I am in the red. I lost my first trade. My second trade is going to be the same exact thing. I'm looking for high reward, low risk, set a stop loss, follow your game plan. That's how I trade. That's how I'm going to be getting myself involved here. So let's see if I can make back this $1,500 loss. Let's see if I can be able to get myself back into the green and find, again, a little consistency here if this stock AHMA can start, dropping and dumping and start getting weaker. Now, again, let's also add the VWAP indicator, see where the VWAP could possibly bounce. It is also, traders, little heads on up, 8 o'clock in the market right now. Being 8 o'clock in the market, we do have brand new news coming on out. Now, again, I'm more focused on my current trade, just little heads on up, as you guys can imagine. I am more focused on the trade that I'm sitting in at this moment. But at the same time, if something else comes on out, we definitely want to be aware of it. Now, I also do want something else to come on out, because if something else comes on out, that could steal the hype away from AHMA. So traders, let's just see if anything does kind of get big here. SGBX. SGBX was again awarded a contract. That might get a little bit of hype. What else do we have here? $900 million agreement over on CPSS. Guys, CPSS, $900 million agreement. That's getting some hype right now. So CPSS getting a little pop at this moment. CPSS. We do have THH. Nope, not there. Is there anything else you guys are seeing at 8 o'clock? Again, I'm obviously focused over on my trade, trying to get myself back into the green. I think the best one at this moment was CPSS. We have THH. No, CPSS. That one's like the best spiker. Let's see here. UAVS comes out with news every day. I kind of ignore that one. I think we're good. Guys, right now, I'm still waiting for possibly AHMA to reverse hard. Now, if AHMA can reverse hard and we can start dropping back on down towards the low $9 and I can get myself back near around $1,000 loss, I might just take that. And again, just kind of start fresh with, with only a $500 loss. Sometimes if I take a loss, like a $1,500 loss, sometimes I don't always try to make it back in one trade. Sometimes I try to divide it into two. If I could be able to make $900 back on one trade, it gives me a lot of confidence to be like, hey, I can make $600 back and get myself back in the green. You know what I mean? So again, I really like my trade right now. I do think HMA could at least have a lower shadow down towards the low $9 mark. That should be able to put us up near around $1,000 in profit and go from there. But right now, you guys can see HMA is still holding its gains. Still, again, watching this play. We're going to see if this thing can crack on down. And if it can crack on down, we should be able to at least kind of make back a good chunk of change here. The high of the day was 1074. Right now, we have a cost basis at 1016. And we are watching to see if this thing is going to be able to reverse and get a little bit of a fade and crack back on down. So right now, guys, there we go. Guys, there's a nice little crack. There's a nice little dump. Here we go. Here's the weakness. Good job, guys. Here we go, baby. Nice work. Oh, here we go. Here we go, guys. I'm going to take my gains. All right, guys, I'm out. So I just locked in $1,100 in profit. Now we're almost back to even. Okay. So now, traders, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I am not going to sit here and I am not going to say, ladies and gentlemen, you are now again watching the human cheat code. I will never lose in the stock market. I will. I'll throw an interception every now and then. I'll shank a ball in the woods every now and then. I will, again, definitely put myself in a position that I don't want to be in. That's the way, again, sports work. That's the way, again, trading works. That's how an athlete is going to understand it. But you can always battle back and put yourself in a position that you can do better. If you throw a pick, throw a touchdown. If you hit one that's in the woods, put a great approach shot out there. If you, again, you get what I'm saying? So the thing is, I went after one trade. The trade didn't work. So I jumped in on a second trade. And we are doing now eliminating the $1,500 loss. You know, so I'm still down $400. But to take a $1,500 loss, to stay in the game, and then again, minutes later, make $1,100, I think that's a great way to be able to kind of bounce back, you know? So now we're down $400, and it's almost like, hey, I know I can easily make $400 back. So, you know, that's what it is. Now, I know some traders might say, what if you kept on holding? Look at this. You would have made all your money back if you kept on holding. I don't play woulda, coulda, shoulda. That doesn't even go through my mind. It doesn't even go through my mind, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Because the thing is, when you play woulda, coulda, shoulda, it's only turning things that are positives into negatives. I just made $1,100 back. Do you think I'm going to sit here and be like, oh, but I could have made it all back, right? It's like, that's just a loser mentality. That's just a loser mentality when, again, you cry on every single second, right? So it's like, oh, I hit the ball in the rough. I could have hit it in the fairway. Yeah, like, you're fine. So the thing is, traders, you just got to be able to understand it. Right now here, traders, doing everything we can, bouncing on back. Good work. First trade was just a little too early. That's all. First trade got a little bit of a squeeze. Second trade was perfect. And again, we followed our risk and reward management, got ourselves going. Hey, if you guys are liking these trades, if you guys are liking this commentary, if you guys are liking being here every single day, if you like watching me cough, all I'm asking you guys to do is hit that thumbs on up. Smash that thumbs on up right here and right now. Let's get ourselves back into it. So again, let's get ready to go. Let's get ourselves back into the game here. I got a $1,000 goal. We have a 6-day winning streak on the line here. I want to bring that thing on up to number 7. I want to bring that thing on up towards number 7, baby. That's what I want. AHMA. Do I think it's going to go lower? The reason why I'm taking my gains is just we're getting closer to the VWAP. That's it. So can AHMA crack the VWAP and fall down to $8? The answer is absolutely it can. But why did I take my gains? Just because, traders, ladies and gentlemen, the stock again is sitting right next to the VWAP and trying to get a little bounce off of it. So I just don't want to risk it to go all the way back up towards like 965. You know what I mean? So again, here are my entries and exits. A little heads on up. If you guys need them, let me bring them on over. So this is what I traded so far here today. We started with our first trade. Our first trade, I shorted at 920 up to 940. So I had an entry right in the 930s. Stock squeezed me. Ran all the way up towards 940s, 950s. $1,500 loss. But then, guess what? I got in at the 1020s. Then got out at 920. $1,000 win. So about $1.50 loss, but then about $1.20 win. So doing things right. Can't be upset with ourselves right here. Currently sitting with a $400 loss. And again, I'm pretty proud of that, being able to battle back. So let's find again another good trade and see what we can do here. Hey, that's the way it works, guys. I'm always going to be transparent. You will see wins. You will see losses. My favorite thing is, again, when I'm on the internet, when I'm on like X or Stock Twits or whatever, and people are like, this guy only posts wins. For anyone who says I only post wins is obviously someone who has never seen me trade before. Because I think, again, it would be kind of boring if all you guys saw was me win all the time. I think it's even better if you guys see me take a loss and then how I react and how I bounce back and how I overcome it. Right? I would rather be a person that, again, shows, hey, that he lost today and then made it all back. Not just he wins every single day. Right now, it does look like AHMA is getting a little bit weaker. Guys, make sure you smash that thumbs on up. Hit that like button if you guys haven't yet. ATON definitely has potential. BCTX, guys, BCTX is starting to grind. Is BCTX now starting to get a little bit of that hype? Let's go back over towards it right here. And if we go over to BCTX at this moment, let's just see if the shares are still as expensive as they were. Before, it was $1,000 per share. And let's see here. Guys, I will be honest, it is no longer $1,000 per share. Guys, it is now even more expensive with $1,400. So now it's $1.40 per share if you want to short BCTX. Unfortunately, I can't short BCTX today. The only option we can do is go long on BCTX. The only option we can do is go long on BCTX. BCTX, if you guys scroll on down on Fox Runner here, it did come out, I think, at 7:30. 7:30 right here. 3-star press release. BCTX came out with the press release. So BCTX, 3-star press release, 67% gain. Stock was able to come on out with that nice press release. We also saw XAIR come out with a nice press release. But BCTX is one of the best ones in the game so far. What's going on with GDTC? Let's see this one. GDTC, quick little spike and dump. Not really anything right there. And then we did have CPSS, which didn't do too much. Not really too much at 8 o'clock. BCTX is still one of the most active movers. And then AHMA, that play right here, had the nice little spike and starting to come right back on down here. So let's turn our attention over to BCTX at this time. If you want to get a possible entry, again, BCTX does have a credible press release. I'm not going to short this play. My only option would be for a potential dip buy. What I would probably look to do is do a dip buy right above the VWAP. A dip buy, $12. $12.08 is the VWAP dip buy. I would maybe go right above that. Maybe up towards like the 1240s potentially. And see if I could get filled maybe on something like that. So maybe, again, I would just, I'm trying to figure out different areas to maybe load the boat here. Get myself filled. Get a nice little dip. Bounce back on up for a quick little $400 profit. Get myself back in the game here. Now, what does scare me? What does scare me is I know BCTX can dump quickly. I think everyone can agree with me on that. BCTX is a stock that can crash very fast. BCTX is a stock that, again, has gone on a massive green candle to a massive red candle. So what I'm looking for is there's no way, I'm going to be honest with you, there is zero chance I can buy at $14. Zero. The reason why is because I cannot buy at $14 and then see it crash on down to $12 in 2 seconds. I cannot buy at $14 and then within the next 6 minutes, it's all the way down towards $9. It's at $14 right now. I'm looking for an entry back on down to $12.50 or lower. If we're at 14, I'm waiting for a dollar drop to 13, waiting for a $1.50 drop to 12.50, and looking more for around a $1.60, $1.70 drop. So I'm kind of looking more for a $1.70 drop over on BCTX, where again, we do have our nice support line right along the VWAP, right around 12.10. So I'm kind of looking for 12.10 up to 12.50 for a possible dip buy opportunity. Now, please understand, this is going to be a very fast, volatile play. I'm not in at this moment. I've had one trade today. I lost $445. Actually, I've had two trades today. Lost $1,500, then made back $1,100. Now I'm down $400. So again, we're kind of working our way back out of this. But I want to see if I get a little pullback, get filled, bounce back on up, make some quick money right away. It's kind of what I'm looking at. Next press release isn't for another 20 minutes. So all eyes at this moment. We should be over on BCTX. And BCTX could be quick. What I'm looking for is get filled, doink, get out. If I can make a quick, $500 over on BCTX, I'll take it. Guys, BCTX starting to get filled. BCTX in on 500 shares right here. Looking for, again, a little bit lower. Get filled off the VWAP, and then get a green candle, maybe back up towards 13. So if I can get a green candle back up towards $13 plus, that's my goal. So I'm in only on 500 shares. I didn't get my full entry. I only got my first entries filled. 12.45 was my first entries, guys. Just a little heads on up. But we are bouncing right back up to 13 bucks. If we can, again, be able to go $13 and higher, like 13 whatever, 13.10, and I can make another free $200, I'll take it. So just a little heads on up. If I can make a free $200, I will definitely take that. And just kind of start eliminating that loss the best I possibly can. So let's see what we can do here. Getting a little bit more filled. All right, guys. I'm in right now with 1,000 shares at this moment. Cost base is $12.37. Let's see. We are hitting the VWAP at this moment. Can we get a bounce play off the VWAP? That's what I'm looking at. Possible bounce play off the VWAP is the goal. I know this is a very volatile play. I'm going to give it a little bit of time. I will actually look for a little lower cost basis at around the price of like $11.30 if that ever again starts happening. Kind of bring my cost basis down a little bit. This is just a very volatile play. I know, again, it's a fast one. I know it's an active one. I know it's a crazy mover. Right now, guys, I do have 1,250 shares at the cost base of $12.15. Just came on down. Let's see if we can bounce back above $12.15, get ourselves in the green, maybe up. My goal is to get up, $400 and make back this loss. My goal right here is to make back my loss of $445. So we just had a nice pullback. Let's see if we can get a green candle back up near around 13 and make back our loss on the day. That's the goal. Make back the loss, be able to get ourselves into a better position. This is, again, a little bit of a hot one. My entry is, again, $12.15. Why $12.15? The VWAP is at $12.05 right now. So I got filled with my overall cost basis right above the VWAP, looking to see if the VWAP is going to be able to hold up as some level of support. Now, right now, we are underneath the VWAP. So we got to get back above the VWAP for it to hold up as some sort of level of support for us. Little heads up for you guys. So giving it some time. See if we get one green candle back up near $13. If we can, we should be able to make again like $300, $400 and try to eliminate this loss. So 1,200 shares, $12.15, currently up $15, trying to make back $445. Now we want to see a green candle off this black squiggly line. Green candle, work our way back up towards $12.70, $12.80, make a few hundred, lock in our profits. It's a very risky trade here, guys. And what I mean by risky is just because it's a very volatile play. There's wild swings. Swings to the upside, swings to the downside, swings to this way, swings that way. That's why I really don't want to hold this too long. But if we can nail a nice green candle, I would like to see that. I like the idea. Are we buying at $14? No. Are we buying at $15? No. Are we buying after a $1.70 drop? Yes. Stock was at $14. We have a cost base of $12.15. We almost waited for a $2 drop before we even entered. Right? That's not bad. We wait for a $2 drop before we even enter. We're not chasing. We're not buying at the top. We're looking off a VWAP dip buy and bounce play. We have, again, a game plan and better opportunity. That's kind of, again, more of the focus here. You get it? So let's see what we can do over on this play and see if we can actually start getting that green candle. First green candle is what we want. So we've gone green candle, red candle, red candle, red candle. Trying to find support. Came on down towards the blue line. Bounced on off. VWAP we're looking to hold. And again, goal is $13. Goal's $13 with, again, 1,250 shares. That could actually produce us, like $800 and get us in the green. Let's just see if we get some buying volume back in on this play. So I'm watching the bids. Bids are at $11.95. What do we want to see, of course? We want to see bids back above 12. If we want to be able to see the stock, be able to get that bounce, we want to see bids at 12. We want to see bids at 12.20. We don't want to see 11s. 11s obviously are showing weakness. We want to see 12s because, again, we want the stock to go up. So we want to see strength move into the play. Right now, VWAP is at the price of $12.07. So we would like to see the bids above $12.07. Like, that's always the goal. Whatever whatever the support line is, let's get back above support. Show that buyers are moving in on this play. So now again, 12.15. Now we want to push the ask back. The ask is at 12.23. We want to push the ask back to 12.50, 12.60, 12.70. Give the bids, strength. Give the bids room to run. So if the ask starts moving back, the bids then have an opportunity to start pushing it on up. That's where our green candle can come on in. Right now, I'm down $72. Right now, again, you guys can see I'm down $70 at this moment. Trying to hold on up. Now we want to push the ask back. Bids are moving forward. That's good. Ask is at 12.30. Bids are at 12.23. Now, again, we're at 12.33. Now let's push the ask back. Ask, let's see, at 12.70. Now we're at 12.44. Now, again, we're currently up slightly. Let's see if we can keep pushing the ask back. 12.60. So let's see if we get this green candle to rally in here. So now, again, bids coming up to $12.47. We're up again, $390. Let's see if we get that nice little green candle, $12.55 right here. Traders, I am back into the green. All right. Damn it. All right, traders, I'm out. I'm out right now. I took my gains. I was back in the green, but by the time I market ordered out, I kind of took a little slippage. But with that being said, I'm down $260 now. All right. You know what's good? I kind of eliminated. Close. I can't say fully, but it's almost like I'm back to even, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy to say that I was down $1,500, and now I'm only down $200. I'll take that. So now, again, I can change my mindset. My mindset right now for myself is, all right, you know what? It's a fresh day. Brand new start. We've had 4 trades today. 1 went against you. 2 was correct, or 3 were correct. Let's again move forward now as it's all zero. You're down $200. That's fine. Let's move forward now as it's all zeros out, and let's go ahead and make some money. All right, here, traders. I'm excited for 8:30. 8:30, new press release wave. 8:30, brand new chance. So let's get ready to go here. Does my P&L include the shorting fee? No, it does not. So far, just a little heads on up, I have spent, if you want to look at my total cost for shorting fees, I spent $13 and I spent $7. So if you want to add another $20 to my loss, you can. $20 is what I spent so far for shorting fees. Total cost, $7 and $13. So right here, team, we are probably going to be waiting and watching for that next move. No entries for myself at this moment. Was looking for a little bounce play off the VWAP. And again, we're going to wait for that new setup because let's just run through. Let's run through all the best plays right now. All the best plays. ATON spiked. Kind of has been very silent. The number one top gainer has been very silent today. AHMA. AHMA. This was the stock traders that I lost money on. I lost $1,500 on this play, and then I was able to make the majority of it back. And that's great. AHMA still very hot, very active. There is no news on AHMA. Now we do have BCTX. BCTX, I did just do one very small quick trade, made $179. So the thing is, if you had to pick right now, and I want to ask you guys, if you had to pick right now, where do you think people are going to go to? Where do you think people are liking right now? Do you guys think they like ATON the most? Yes or no? No. ATON doesn't have any sort of action towards it. Do you guys think AHMA, stock that's spiking on up to $10 plus right now, are most traders looking there? Yeah. That's exactly where everyone's looking at. I'm also seeing DCOY. Guys, DCOY right now trying to spike. DCOY. This one came on out at 8:15 a.m. 8:15 a.m. DCOY starting to spike on up. And that had a press release at 8:15 about 7 minutes ago. It's starting to get some hype, starting to get some momentum, starting to get some action behind it. But I would say the majority of people are more focused over on AHMA. Now, AHMA. Let's go back to this play. Guys, look at that squeeze. Look at AHMA right now. Squeezing and spiking. All eyes, all attention, all focus is over on AHMA. Now, I will not short this play. Just a little heads on up. I will not touch this play. I will not short this play till probably $16. I don't feel comfortable shorting this play until $16. Let's look for dip buys instead right now. AHMA, if you want to get a dip buy, somewhere down near 12s. So if you want to look for that possible dip buy opportunity, I would say low 12s. You know, I think that's the best opportunity for you if you are going to get filled. If you want to go towards the high 11s, you possibly could do that as well. So maybe, again, just spread it out completely. But this thing is all over the place. This thing is all over the place, guys. This thing is just squeezing and spiking. I'm placing many entries in the high 11s in case we dump all the way down towards the high 11s. And then I'm just doing also like 12, 20. You know, I'm doing like that region. So I'm kind of spreading out a ton of orders. Let me bring over my position box in case I get filled. And if I do get filled, I want to try to get filled and then get a dip buy right back on up. So I would say $12 area. This orange line is kind of what I'm looking for a possible dip buy. And then the goal would be $16 plus. I do not feel comfortable shorting this play until we see like $16 or higher. We just got up to $15.30. Let's see if this play is going to go from $15.30, dump on down towards again like $11.70, and then start getting some weakness. And we could just see like a nice hard red candle real quickly. Sometimes that happens. Those nice hard red candles, you get filled and boom! Stock again just like drops right back on down. So if we get a nice hard red candle, I am going to look for a possible dip buy. We got up to $15.30 so far. Very big squeezes, huh? AHMA. Stock again just went from $9, broke through the high, $10, $11, $12, $13, $14, $15. All traders, all focus is over on AHMA. So guys, I will look for a dip buy on this play. I like dip buys low 12s to like higher 11s is kind of my goal. Best cost basis would be like 11 to 85. Kind of like if that helps. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Just because again, if we go from 9 to 15 15 down to like 1160. I think that's a pretty good dip buy. I will do some small entries as we get to the low 12s though, to kind of like, just in case we do get a bounce. So I'm going to load up low 12s into high 11s. Let's see if we keep getting weaker here. Let's see how much lower we go. It's kind of setting itself up for maybe that one of those nice drops, little lower lows. Get that one, like nice little waterfall collapse. Little drop back on down. That's what I would like. But if this stock keeps on squeezing. Now, guys, we do have brand new news coming out in 4 minutes. 4 minutes. We do have a brand new press release. Brand new press release in 4 minutes. Guys, AHMA trying to squeeze its way back on up. You know what's crazy about this? This is the play that has no news. Isn't that crazy? AHMA. No news. Short squeeze. This is the play that every single trader is running over towards. This is the play that every single trader is on right now. And obviously, we want to try to be able to make some profit on this play as well. Again, I want to be able to get a dip buy right now. You know, you're not shorting deck? No, I don't want to short this play. This play is too scary to short. I'd rather wait for pullbacks, get a dip, and be able to make some money on that manner. So if I can see a $1, $2, $3 drop and I get filled on the #1 hottest play stock in the stock market, I feel better about that. I feel better about getting in on dip buys than I do, again, getting in on shorts right here, because this thing could just keep on taking on off. How's the mic, guys? Let me, I can turn it down slightly. Yeah. How's this? Mic check. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. How do I sound? Should be good. Just want to make sure. Right here, traders. AHMA. AHMA. This is setting itself up into a little bit of like a bull flag pattern. Little heads up for you guys. Setting yourself up in a little bit of a bull flag pattern. I don't know why the mic would sound any different today. Hold on a second. Let me, I could try to restart the mic real quick. Give me a moment here. Guys, here comes another short squeeze on AHMA. Yeah. Mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Hopefully this is a little bit better. I just did a quick little restart. Hopefully, again, it sounds like, you know, a little bit better. Never heard? Yeah, I don't know why. It's a little bit odd. I apologize. Maybe, again, the quick little restart just helped it on out. Figured it out for you. There you go. I should be sounding like Justin Timberlake. That's what I should sound like. Just a little heads on up. If I'm not sounding like Justin Timberlake, there's an issue. Heads on up here, traders. We are still looking for that overall drop on down towards like 1185-ish area. Heads on up for every single trader. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're still, again, grinding for. $830 press release wave is here. $830 press release wave is here, traders. Lots of news right now coming on out. Little heads up for you guys. Lots of news. Up to, let's find the one that could possibly spike on off right here. Initiates, let's see. If you guys see anything spiking at 8:30, please feel free to throw it on out here. I'm trying to see. And we also got to keep our eyes peeled on AHMA. AHMA, guys, is having a pullback. We want to see like 1185. Do you guys see anything big at the time of 8:30? I don't think so yet. I don't think there's anything too big just yet. SPY starting to move its way on up. Little heads on up. Look for any sort of SPY data. Whoa! Look at the SPY. Brand new record highs. S&P 500. What numbers just came out? It has to be like CPI data or jobless data. What just came on out? It has to be like CPI, something like that. It was, let me actually go back to yesterday here. CPI report just dropped. Thank you. CPI report just dropped, guys. We are running up towards 700. We are getting closer and closer and closer to that 700 region. Now, we are still waiting for AHMA. Guys, AHMA, don't do an entry in $12. I don't like it anymore. I don't like an entry at 12s. I think we should all have sub 11. If you want to get filled on a dip buy, I don't know if I like the 12s anymore, just because it's kind of holding up too well. It's kind of holding up too well. Like it's not like we're not getting that massive drop yet. I want to see like the drop on down towards the 1160s, 70s, 80s. That's where I still feel comfortable. And I want to see that nice big collapse and then a nice bounce play back on up. Right? So that's what I'm more looking for. I'm not doing a 1210. I'm not doing a 1220 anymore. I was going to do that. I am not doing that at this point. I'm looking for, again, mid to like, mid $11 region is what I like more at this point. Even I'm just going to throw a couple even lower. 1140, 1146. I'm going, again, I don't like the 12s anymore. I just want to throw that out there. I still want to be able to get my dip buy opportunities as we come back on down and see what we can do. And I would rather, again, just always play safe. I would rather always play safe and get filled at an entry I like rather than get filled and be nervous. I don't like to trade nervous. I don't like to trade scared. I like to get filled where I say, you know what? I'm getting filled at such a good entry. If I lose, I lose, but I'm getting filled in an area that I feel good about. I don't like when we just see like slow little, little falling. I like hard crash, bounce back on up. That's what I like. I like hard crash, bounce back on up. And that's what I want to stick with. So again, we still haven't gotten that like hard dump. I want that hard dump. That hard dump to sub like 1150, bounce back on up to $12. SPY, beautiful. So the SPY right here, beautiful. All right, here, traders. We are still watching. SPY starting to fade on down here a little bit more, but we did just run up towards brand new record highs. AHMA is by far the hottest stock in the stock market here today. I am not getting filled until probably I'm saying 1150 and under at this point. So just a little heads on up. I am not getting filled till probably 1150 and under at this point. I'm saying that out loud to every single person because I want to make sure, again, I'm not leading you guys wrong. If you are looking for the dip buy at 12 or 1220, go for it. That is just not for me. But again, there's nothing wrong if you want that in any way. All right, here, traders. AHMA, still one of our top plays to focus on. Let's go back. We also do have a brand new agreement press release over on DAAQ. DAAQ might get a little bit of hype. Let me turn some attention over there. DAAQ. Oh, that one's halted. So DAAQ is halted at this time. DAAQ 3-star press release says again, DAAQ digital asset acquisition announces business combination agreement. to create a Texas company publicly listed on the NASDAQ. I would just be aware of that. Say DAAQ halted. Let's see what time. It's probably going to get unhalted at either 8:45 or 9 o'clock or right at the start of the day. But let's just see real quick. If we go over to Google, type in NASDAQtrader.com/trading halts, you guys can click the first link right here. This is going to show you DAAQ T1 news pending. Pretty soon it's going to say T2 news is released. So just a little heads up. Is this the biggest press release in the world? The answer is no. It's not the biggest press release in the world by any sort of means, but whenever a stock has an agreement and now again it's halted and now we are watching to see, hey, what's going to be happening next? Like it's definitely always worth our time to just be aware of, you know? Guys, AHMA still trying to fight, still trying to stay alive. Guys, AHMA, still looking for more. Little heads on up. AHMA, I am not in on this play. If you are in, congratulations. If you are in on this play, you guys are doing absolutely fantastic, and you guys are doing everything you need to do. I did not get filled. I just did not feel comfortable. Little side note, how's the mic? Is it better since I restarted it? Is the mic again better since I restarted it before I again, told everyone, hey, check this thing on out? Cool. Now we can lock in. Now we can lock in! Lock in! Max, is AHMA now a good short with these three shadows formed? So AHMA, I'm going to have some issues shorting this play today. It's one of those plays that has already squeezed me. It has been a play that has already squeezed multiple times. Like, look at this. AHMA, squeeze $6 up to $9. Looks like it's about to dump. Squeeze $8 up to $11. Looks like it's about to dump. Squeezes $8 up to $15. Looks like it's starting to get ready to dump. You know what I mean? So if you want to short this play, short in the high 13s, but you must follow your stop loss and say, hey, if this breaks 14, I got to get out. Does that make sense? So it's like, I do not mind in any way if you short at the price of $14.30, if you short at the price of $13.90, if you short at the price of $13.50. If you're shorting at this red line, I do not mind. I think that's a great shorting opportunity. As long as you respect the trend line and you say, if we break this downtrend and we start going up to, let's say, this blue line, that's where you get out. Right? So it's like, have a stop loss. Go ahead and short this play, but have a stop loss, because if it breaks $13.70, $14, it's most likely going to try to squeeze on up towards even newer highs. Does that make sense, everyone? So I am a little iffy on if I want to short this play or not. But I will say, if you get a short, $13.50 or higher, it's a good little, shorting opportunity. Good little shorting opportunity to at least start, as long as you respect it. 13.40 short, 44 short, 60 short, 51. So guys, I am going to start little shorts right here, and I'm going to, again, just respect it. So AHMA, I am going to short this play right here and right now at this red line. That's what I'm doing. Shorting at the red line. If it breaks the red line, I'm respecting it and getting out. I'm going to give it a chance. It's still a great entry on a short side, right? We know, again, 1350, 1360, strong resistance. But if this thing, again, starts turning and dropping, we would have the absolute high. So it's either you're taking risk because you're getting involved on a play that's known to short squeeze, but at the same time, as long as we respect the fact that if this thing starts going 1370, 1380 or higher, we get out, there's not really too much fear. We would lose a little to potentially win a lot if this stock starts dropping all the way back on down. But please, please, please respect this play. So let's see here. AHMA. I do have a cost basis right now of 1340. 500 shares, 1340. I will add again maybe one or two more as we come up to 1350, 1360. But if we start kind of squeezing, I'm out. Okay? There's the red line right there. Red line touching. Got to be careful on this play, guys. I am right now in at 1350. 1350 cost basis, 1,250 shares. Okay? I'm in on this play. AHMA. 1,250 shares, 1350 cost basis. If that red line continues to hold, I have no fear. If this red line continues to hold, I have no fear, I have no issues. As long as we stay underneath this downtrend. The blue line right now represents my stop loss. Okay? I want to make sure that's perfectly clear to every single person. There is no confusion. I only repeat myself so many times because I can't. Let's go! Let's go! Bang! Get me out of here! Nice reversal right there. All right, traders, got ourselves back in the green today. After being down $1,500 on the day, we have now been able to work ourselves back. We have been able to get ourselves back into the green. Some people said it couldn't be done. Some people counted me out. Some people said, hey, I'm so sick of this guy. This guy right here, yeah, the guy again who looks great in shades, over 6 feet tall. Being able to, again, was an all-American basketball player, benches 315 pounds of 12 times. I know it's annoying if you're a hater. But you better just, again, stick around for a little bit because I keep fucking winning. Good job, everyone. Nice trade right there. Took our gains. We are up on the day now. $559. $559. Did anyone else do the short with me at the red line? Did anyone else do the short with me over on the red line right there? Hey, as I always ask, if you guys are enjoying the live streams, if you guys are enjoying the trades, if you guys are enjoying the money making, if you guys are enjoying the entertainment, if you guys are enjoying just me being here with you, I want to make sure again you guys are all set, ready to go. I want to also tell you guys something. Being here on this live stream with me, it's a one-on-one experience. You might be like, what are you talking about? There's like 1,000 other people here. Nope, all those guys are bots. It's really just me and you right now. And I want you to know that. All these other people are fake. It's Fugazi. It's just you and I. So please know that I'm right here with you. It's just you and I. I want you to know I'm doing everything I can just for you. Just for you. I'm going the extra mile just for you. So again, come on in here. Let's get a little virtual hug. You and I. What do you think about that? You and I get a little virtual hug together? Well, I think this could be something great between us right now. What do you think? You and I. Come here. Come here. Come. Get away from me! Right now, team AHMA still trying to spike. Smash that thumbs on up right here and right now. AHMA. Let's get ready to go here. Ladies and gentlemen, I found the mic issue. How do I sound now? I'm gonna take a guess, and I'm gonna take a guess, and I'm going to say that I sound perfect again. I'm gonna take a guess and just say that I sound perfect again. Am I right or wrong? And I hope I'm right, but I think I found the issue, and I just want to make sure that we are back. Is the mic 100% back? Is the mic 100% back at this time? I just want to make sure because I think I found the most stupid issue ever. So this whole entire time, I mean, you guys are going to love this. Let me turn it back up here. Yeah. This whole entire time, ladies and gentlemen, the mic wasn't plugged in. How funny is that? The entire time, the mic wasn't plugged in. And what you guys were actually hearing was the mic coming from the freaking camera across the room. It wasn't even plugged in the entire time. Hey, Claire! Hey! Hey, Claire! You're doing a great job! The mic wasn't even fucking plugged in! I'm trying to put on a show! I'm trying to give the people what they want! You're over there playing fucking solitaire! Sorry about that, guys. We should be back to our normal program. We should be back to our normal program at this time. I mean, things can run very smoothly around here when we just plug in chords. When we plug in chords, things go a lot smoother. It's very easy. Very simple. You hire people to do a job and they just... Let's just plug things in. Let's just plug it in. Right now, traders, we should be 100% back and 100% ready to go now. All right. Hey, nice profits so far on this day. It is currently 8:49 in the market. I mean, guys, I'm going to be honest. Other than the fact I've been acting like a complete psychopath today, I will say the amount of trading we've had today is also psychopathic. Look how many trades we've had so far today. We had our first trade where I shorted AHMA. I shorted AHMA at the price of $9 up to $9.40. Had a cost basis around $9.30. Then I got out at around the price of $10.50. I ended up losing $1,500. I did another trade where I shorted AHMA at $10.20 and I got out at the price of $9.29. I made back $1,100. Then I did a BCTX bounce play where I bought in on BCTX from $12.40 to $11.30, and I had a nice little dip buy. And again, I got out of this play up near $12.30, made about $175. Then AHMA, I shorted at $13.40 to $13.60. I got out at $12.80, and I was able to put myself back into the green. So we've had, 4 trades today? 4 or 5 trades today? 4 to 5 trades today. We are 100% back in the green, and all eyes and all focus is over on HMA, and you guys can continue on with the same exact way to trade right here. What I want every single person to do is just copy this. That's it. Now, it might break here in a second. I am not in. Again, here's my P&L. I am not in. HMA hits the red line, reverse. 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 I want you guys to understand something about this. If you want to trade HMA, this is where the next potential short squeeze would be. So I want you guys to just figure this on out, where you would say to yourself, all right, hey, let's figure this out together, right? Let's do this. I know best shorting opportunity, right, is going to be right here. That's a short. Here's a short. Here's a short. And right now, here is the potential short. But if we start smashing, right, if we start breaking out of this area, let's say we break out right here, that's where, again, the potential short squeeze would happen if this stock all of a sudden started getting that rip, that run, that spike and climb, if we started breaking out of that blue line. Does that make sense, everyone? So if I, again, go on over here, just want to kind of grab this, and let's just type this on out. That is our short squeeze area. So it's just always about understanding where short squeezes are going to happen. If you can understand where a short squeeze is going to happen, you are going to have a better chance of success. Okay? Let's see if we are going to get that short squeeze possibility. So now, guys, we are starting to turn and fade again. Anyone looking for shorts? Guys, AHMA, if you are interested looking for shorts, you would want to say shorts anything above like 1325, stop loss at around 1350. I don't mind it. I don't mind it as long as, again, you respect it. That's all I'm saying, right? I don't mind it as long as you respect it. 1320, short. 1324, short. 1328, short. 1334, short. Guys, I'm in again. I'm in again over on this play. Guys, it's starting to break. Got to be careful on this one. If this play, if I see 13 like 80 or so, I got to be careful. I'm in on this play right now. AHMA. AHMA, in on this play. Break of that blue line. I'm 100% out. Currently, again, down $300. What's my entry? My entry is 1326. Little heads up for you guys. 1326. I'm in on this play. Watching this one. Break of 1380. I'm probably 100% out. But I do have 1,000 shares at this time. 1380, probably 100% out on this play. Just want to make sure you guys understand that. 13, out. Not getting caught up in a short squeeze. Out. Notice what I did, guys. Kept my loss as small as possible. That's short squeeze area, as we talked about. Remember, as long as you respect it, you will not take a big loss. I gave it a chance. I'm happy giving it a chance. But I will respect it, as that's been like the word of the day over on AHMA. So AHMA broke through the short squeeze area. Stock is now trying to pop itself on up. Not going to, again, go against the green. Now, what else can you guys look at? What you guys can obviously see right here is possibilities for dip buys and bounce plays. Back on down towards around like the where the blue line is where, again, your dip buy is going to be at. So somewhere towards the low $14. So again, low $14 to even high $13 could be the next dip buy opportunity. So if you start falling back on down, again, I kind of am happy with these like 250 share increments. And I would just be saying, hey, let's go 14.23. That could be a dip buy. 14.18, 14.17, that's a dip buy. 14.14, that's a dip buy. 1406, that's a dip buy. 1401, that's a dip buy. 1390, right? That's a dip buy. Guys, I'm starting to get filled on this play. So coming back on down to the blue line, looking for my dip buy right here. Back on down to the blue line, looking for my dip buy. I'm in at 1412. 1412 dip buy, looking to bounce off the blue line. I'm in right now. In right now, trying to get filled off the blue line, bounce back up to like 1415 or so. I'm in at 1412 with 1,250 shares. Just got filled on a dip. Did not buy this play. Guys, it's starting to get a little weak for me. I got to get out. Move on. Moving on. Not holding this one. I went after blue line dip buy. Not again getting it. Moving on from this play. So I went after 2 trades right there. Took 2 small losses at this time. That loss again did put me down though $1,000. So as you know, I am not chasing this play. I'm not jumping in on this. I got to take a step back here for a second. The last thing I want to do is short, see a short squeeze. Dip buy, see it drop. Whenever I kind of take back-to-back losses within like 5 minutes, I always take a little step back. And I always say, hey, let me do things right. Let me make sure, again, I'm not putting myself in a bad position. So again, right here, traders, AHMA, I am not like upset with my trade in any sort of way. But at the same time, I do just want to take a little step back, kind of wait for a little bit more clarity. My first trade that I only lost like $200 on was I shorted the play. And again, it broke through the blue line. Stop loss out, no harm, no foul. This trade, I got in at, again, the price of $14.13, just dumped on down towards a little bit lower. Came on down to the red line instead of the blue line. Not going to hold, even if it bounces back up to $14. Not worth me going down like $3,000 over. So I don't want to, again, take any sort of unnecessary loss. Right now, though, I am down $116, or excuse me, $1,016 on the day. So we are having a little bit of craziness here. We are seeing, our fair share of little spikes and drops. I want to try to figure out a new game plan. I want to figure out a new game plan, a new way for me to trade. I want to figure out new trend lines, new support areas. I want to do this right here. This is how I'm seeing this play at this time. I'm seeing it more form this nice little channel setup. I think this is a better way for me to trade at this moment with kind of 2 different areas of resistance. Here's one area of resistance. Here's an area of resistance. Horizontal line. Boom. All right. 2 different areas, guys. This is how I'm seeing it. This is how I'm seeing AHMA at this moment. Let's just figure this out. Get mental clarity on this play. Right now, if we take a look over on AHMA, what do we have here? We do have our top main resistance line. Top main resistance. Here's resistance. Here's resistance. We also have, again, some I would say like sub-resistance. This is resistance. This is resistance, right? If we come back on up, that's resistance. If you want to look for the best possible dip buy at this time, best possible dip buy, there's your dip. There's your dip. So this is kind of how more I'm seeing HMA. And then if you want to get another dip, that's your dip buy. So really, at this moment, if you want to look for the next best possible dip buy, it is probably back on down towards around $12. So if we wanted to head on over to paint, we could say, where is the next possible dip buy for me? We do have, again, $12 support. $12 support, next possible dip opportunity. Okay. What's this red line? First line of resistance right here, 1410. We do have 1410 resistance. And that's very solid right there. So we definitely can continue to keep our eyes peeled. And then we do have our $15 high of the day resistance. So we do have $15 top resistance. It's actually a little bit higher than 15 bucks. It's more of like that 1530-ish mark. 1530 top resistance. So I like doing this just because it gives me clarity. I like doing this just because it helps me become a little bit of a better trader. I like doing this so it gives me a little bit of a better idea of how I should be getting myself involved on these plays. So we know HMA is a wild one. HMA. This is how I am currently seeing this stock. And obviously, it's only 9 o'clock right now. Still very early. Can easily make a, 1 or 2 trades. Get myself back in on this. Get myself ready to rock and roll. So if AHMA starts going underneath support, $12, watch for, again, more weakness. Watch for more dropping. Watch for more feeding. All right, here, traders. Let's see what we have. Guys, also, GELS. Little heads on up. GELS was a quick one right there. GELS was a quick one. So today's been a little bit of a roller coaster. Let's think of today's P&L, guys. Let's just think about what we've done. If we, again, want to break this thing on down, our P&L today, this is 0 right here. Okay? That's 0. First trade today, we ended up losing $1,500 first trade of the day. Then, we started making back a little bit of money. We made back $1,100. We were down about $1,100. Then, guess what? We got ourselves back into the green slightly. We again crossed ourselves back into the green, only about $100. Then we got ourselves up $550 on the day. And now we just crossed back on down though. We did just come back on down here. We did just cross, and now again currently sitting at this moment with again a $1,100 loss. So we've gone so far today, red to green, back to red, just because of how active AHMA really is. Now, obviously, I want to take a step back. I want to try to do as much as I possibly can to, again, get myself either limited loss, I don't mind finishing a day right here, or again, getting myself, as we want to, get ourselves back into the green and finishing my day somewhere right around here. So really, what it comes on down to at this point is we just need to do everything we can to be as smart as we can, be as safe as we can, put ourselves in the best positions out there. Right now, HMA does have support around 1190. I do not feel comfortable going on the long side right now. We do have spike, dump, spike, dump, spike, dump, spike, starting to dump. And are we going to collapse on down to 1040 soon? Right? What do you guys think? Is there a chance that we come all the way back on down towards, again, that 1040 mark here coming on up? I think absolutely. But we have $12 main support. Guys, I'm going to wait until the day opens. I'm going to wait until 9:30 before I pull the trigger again. At 9:30, that's when I'm going to jump back in on these plays. I kind of want to give it maybe, 30 minutes to kind of set itself up. 30 minutes for a dip buy, 30 minutes for a bounce play, 30 minutes for, again, the new opportunity for us. Okay? Give it 30 minutes. So, again, for the next 30 minutes, let's go ahead and break down what we have on this day. Is AHMA the only stock we want to look at today? Let's just double check this. AHMA is obviously the hot one. What about ATON? Let's go back to a 2-minute time frame here, right? If we go back to a 2-minute time frame, ATON hasn't done anything for us. Unfortunately, this play is just boring at this point. It did have news last night. on ATON, but it's kind of just boring for us at this moment. DCOY is a very hot and active stock as well. This stock did come out with news earlier this morning as well. I believe it was right around like 8 o'clock. Yeah, DCOY 8:15 right here. 3-star press release talks about an agreement. So it does have a low float agreement press release. DCOY did go on a very nice spike, now starting to drop on down a little bit. I would say at this moment, AHMA, definitely a hot play. DCOY, definitely a hot play. XAIR. This is another stock that had a nice press release this morning, right around 7:30 in the morning. If we scroll on down, let's go back on down towards around 7:30, we should be able to see XAIR. XAIR, 2-star press release, did come out with the word acquire. We acquired another company. The stock is going to reflect that in the stock's price. So it acquired another company. That's why it's getting hyped. That's why it's getting momentum. Now, BCTX, no. THHH, no. So we kind of have those 3 plays. Let me just write out those 3 plays right now. My top 3 stocks, and obviously I can adjust this, but I just want to, just make sure that we're all aware. My top 3 stocks right now have to be AHMA, which is again testing support right now. We have AHMA testing support. We do have XAIR, and we also do have DCOI. These have to be my top 3 to at least be aware of. Top 3 to again be focused on. All right. Now, let's head on over to Fox Runner here, and let's just make sure we aren't missing anything. So my top 3, as I said, HMA, XAIR, DCOA. Now, I am also missing, if you guys take a look right here, BCTX. BCTX was a crazy one as well. Let's not forget about BCTX. We know we had DCOI. We know we have XAIR, but BCTX, that was a wild one today. So BCTX, this one went all the way from $7, spiked up to $20, back on down to $11. Hey, you know what? We definitely have to add that play. We definitely have to add that one into the mix as well today to say BCTX, wait a minute, that could be a hot stock as well. Let's make sure we're not missing anything either. So we have DCOI, XAIR, BCTX. Let's go to see all. See all the top gainers with the best news today. DCOI on our watch list did come out with an agreement press release. That's awesome. Agreement press release, we like it. XAIR talks about acquiring 85%. That's awesome. BCTX, we know this is a hot stock, talks about phase 1, phase 2. That's awesome. THH right here talks about a repurchase program. Let's go ahead and just type in THH real quick, see if it's worth our time. This one, THH went from $25, spiked up to $53. Now back down to 30. I mean, just the fact that this thing is so freaking active, I have to write it down. So THH is another great play. This is why, again, I love having the right equipment. When you have the right equipment, you're never going to miss a stock. So we always know at least what to always be focusing on and looking at. So again, let's go back to the very beginning here. Now let's look at all the best plays today. HMA has no news, crazy one. We know it, we love it, we want it. ATON had news last night. Unfortunately, it's not really hot right now. It's not really going to be one of my top plays. DCOI, XAIR, BCTX, and THH. Those are the top plays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we have every play we need to kind of kick off the day. These, I'm actually redoing this and saying my top 5 stocks today. My top 5 stocks today. My top 5 plays today. Oh, it's DCOL? Am I just an idiot? No, DCOY, right? DCOY? Yeah, DCOY. Was I saying DCOL? I apologize if I was. It's DCOY. So sorry if I was saying the wrong thing for some reason. But again, DCOY, absolutely. Now, what we have here is those are the top 5 stocks here. Awesome. Let's give them 10 more minutes to kind of set themselves up before 9:30. We know what we need. We've gone through it all. We have all the news right here, as we always do. Let's go ahead. Let's head on over to the Fox Runner news alerts. Let's scroll on down to the bottom. And let's go over absolutely everything now on this day. All right, let's get ourselves fully prepared on this day now. Let's do it. Number 1, what do we have going on down to the bottom? What do we have? Number 1, Goldman Sachs prediction for 2026. Goldman Sachs 2026 outlook. After strong gains last year, global equities are likely to continue to climb in 2026, as Goldman Sachs research forecasts an 11% return over the next 12 months. Okay? I like it, guys. As of right now, Goldman Sachs is predicting that the S&P 500 is going to be giving back about 11% return. I agree. I do think 2026 is going to be another bull year. I do believe, however, though, 2027, I do think is going to be like our pullback. I do. I am not worried at all in 2026. We are dropping interest rates. We're running up towards record highs. I think is going to have another bullish year. But I do think after 4 or 5 years of maybe AI hype, I think, again, we do have to start seeing pullbacks and some drops. 2027 is kind of, let me shut my door real quick. 2027 is going to be more of a year that I'm going to be kind of a little bit more cautious, but that's still, again, 12, 13 months from now. I'm not really worried at all in 2026. Sure, we're going to have down months. We're going to have up months. We're going to have times where things look a little gloomy. And again, you add during those times. But I am kind of a little bit more nervous of 2027. 2026, I'm nothing but bulls. What else do we have here? This shows right here. S&P 500 holds above its 100-day moving average for 8 months. More highs lead to great returns. The Nasdaq Composite has been above its 100-day moving average for 8 months in a row. 9 months later, SPX is higher 12 out of 13 times. So whenever the S&P 500 holds this long above the 100-day moving average, we do usually see some sort of pullback. But if you want to take a look at it, 1 year later, 88% of the time, we're always going to be up in the green. So just kind of a little bit more of like, hey, you know what? We're continuously up on the green right now. Little heads up for you guys as well. NVIDIA and Eli Lilly came into a brand new partnership. Brand new NVIDIA and Eli Lilly partnership details. It's a joint venture up to $1 billion. The lab will be located in San Francisco. So we are having a groundbreaking partnership to establish a first-of-its-kind AI co-innovation to be able to work on drug discovery. So now we are getting AI more introduced into the medical field. All right. So we are getting more medical field AI. Now that could obviously be insane. That could be crazy, guys. You know, when we go ahead and we start saying, hey, let's use AI, instead of saying, hey, AI, what team is going to win the Super Bowl? How about we say, hey, we have a sick patient here. What's the best way to be able to do this? You know, like, we could definitely use AI way better than probably what we are using it for. Right now, people are using AI being like, hey, if the Patriots are up by, again, 7 points, what are the odds that I can bet on DraftKings? Like, it's like, let's not do this. What about, hey, this person has a wound. What's the best way to clean it up? You know, things like that could be a lot more beneficial for, again, medical. What else do we have here? Mark Zuckerberg addresses limited AI power restrictions. Mark Zuckerberg announced the new Meta Compute Initiative, a top-level effort to massively scale AI infrastructure. So again, Mark Zuckerberg working on more AI things. You know, AI is always the word, right? And I know sometimes it sounds like it's overplayed a little bit, but it's just where all the money is going. I know sometimes you hear the word AI and you're like, oh, not another AI thing. But it's just the fact that that's where the money is going. And it's not just AI chips. People really don't talk about AI chips anymore. They're more talking about the AI power restrictions, aka data centers, aka how are we going to power them, aka nuclear, things like that, right? President Trump's affordability policy announcement focused on electricity costs and broader economic relief. So we did have last night, on January 20th, President Donald Trump announced via Truth Social that his administration is partnering with major tech companies to prevent rising electricity costs from data centers driven by AI demand. So basically right now, team, we have so much, power trying to power, or we have so much electricity trying to power these AI data centers. Electricity costs might go up dramatically. All of a sudden, you might be paying, I don't know, $100. Let's make it easy. You pay $100 a month for your electricity. And all of a sudden, electricity bill says, hey, we have to go up 2x, 3x. Now you pay $300 a month. Saying $300 a month, why? Well, because we are now straining, because we have more AI demand. So right now, again, Trump's stepping on in and saying we're not going to allow that to happen. What else do we have here? Forward PE of the Mag 7. Forward PE, price to earnings ratio. It's a stock valuation that divides a company's current share price into estimated figure futures. So right here, these are the forward PEs of all, again, the Mag 7. Rocket Lab did just get a new buy rating over from Baird. Baird raises Rocket Lab's price target to $100 from $83. We do have NVIDIA and Google's market cap. Right now, Google is catching up into NVIDIA. So we have Google is only $0.5 trillion away from surpassing NVIDIA. It's catching up, guys. Morningstar. Morningstar is a very popular kind of like website. It's like a CNBC type of website. Their analyst just came out with their favorite AI stock picks of 2026. NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta. Obviously, those are very popular ones. But then we have Broadcom, Tencent, AMD, Adobe, Alibaba, Oracle, Marvel. So, maybe again, some different ideas that you guys can go ahead and take a look at. Top growth trends and their leaders. biotech, drones, space, fintech, agentic AI, quantum computing, robotics, semis, cybersecurity, cloud infrastructure, energy storage. So again, we still don't know what the trend of 2026 is going to be. You know, last year, 2 years ago, it was AI chips. Last year, it was AI data centers. You know, we saw massive climbs on stocks like NBIS, stocks like IREN. You guys know what I'm talking about. But, you know, what is it going to be this year? You know, we kind of had that small little run of space as well, you know, where we saw Rocket Lab, ASTS go crazy. But what's really going to be the best one coming on up? Little heads on up, top hedge funds. If you guys want to look into some hedge funds, you know, this doesn't really have to do too much with us, but, you know, just kind of cool information. We also do have US-Taiwan trade deal nearing finalization. TSM. For anyone who does not know this, traders, TSM is the only company in the entire world that makes AI chips. And you might say, no, what are you talking about? NVIDIA, Google, Meta. Again, to be able to make the actual chip, NVIDIA puts their programs in the chip. But to actually make the base, the design of the chip, TSM is the only company in the world. And that's why, again, people get very kind of nervous and scared in a way. And you guys can kind of go into a dark, you know, YouTube a hole if you want to. But essentially, the entire AI market, if you want to think about this, guys, the entire AI market is held up by just TSM. We know that we have data centers, right? We know we have data centers. We know that we have, of course, our AI chips. We know that we have, of course, you know, ChatGPT. We know, again, everyone has like Sora. We know that we have all of these, you know, Mag 7 plays all buying, of course, you know, AI things. We have, again, just AI this, AI that. Guys, all of this AI that we have, it does not work unless TSM makes the chip. Isn't this kind of crazy to think about? Data centers, AI chips, ChatGPT, Sora, Mag 7, AI, billions of dollars. It's all from TSM's chips. TSM is the only company in the world who actually, again, makes these chips. That's it. There's only one company in the world who actually makes chips, and they're in Taiwan. And that's why TSM just goes crazy every year. So the thing is, we want to have the best deal we possibly can with TSM. So that's coming on up. ATON, that was the news last night. And then we're kind of getting more into, you know, EVTV. That was, again, a top gainer yesterday. And now we're getting more into news of today. So top headlines today, most talked about headlines. Let's, again, just go all the way back on up to the very tippity top. Let's go all the way up to the very tippity top right here, traders. And the tippity top shows us everything you need to know. Everything you need to know today. The criminal investigation of Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell was the top headline for business leaders and investors yesterday, but it didn't result in the risk of pressure that some expected. Markets are still continuously moving itself on up. Hold on one second. Let me make sure that this is right. All right, so what we have right now is economics broadly came out against the probe, with former Federal Reserve Chairman Janet Yellen yelling CNBC that she was surprised the market isn't more concerned. A growing number of Republicans have also expressed concern about the investigation. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, S&P 500 both tumbled on the trading day, the Dow at one point nearly falling 500 points. So we also do have AHMA. AHMA is the top gainer of the day with no news. This means the stock is spiking with no credibility, which can make it a volatile play. We know AHMA has been absolutely wild. There are still, again, other plays, though. DCOI, XAIR, right? All things that we have already talked about. Let's go back over here. XAI, DCOI, BCTX. We're all set, right? We are all set, ready to go. The big thing, again, we need to be fully aware of going into today is just realizing HMA is going to be wild today. BCTX is going to be a top stock that you guys want to be focusing on today. And then we do have DCOI. So let's get ready to go. Big day ahead. A lot of fun coming on up. Shout out to Nikki, that dude, hitting the subscribe button. Shout out to Nikki, that dude, hitting the subscribe button. Ready to go. I'm just making sure that we are all set, ready to rock and roll here. Let's get ready to go here. Traders, 922 in the market. I am down $1,000 on the day. We got to be able to battle back. Now, so far this year, traders, we've been on fire. So far this year, we are up like $4,000 on the year. So again, I'm already up, pretty solid all from last week into this week into now today. But obviously, I don't want to, again, take a big hit. I'm down $1,000. I need to ask myself, how can I recover? How can I trade better? What can I do to be able to come out on top? Right? We know HMA is going to have that opportunity, maybe squeeze and spike on up towards around the high, $14 mark. If we do get a quick pop right away, that $13.30 mark could be very solid. Let's see what we got on this day. I'm just excited. I'm just ready to go. You guys fired up? You guys ready to go on this day? Right now, HMA is starting to get a little drop as well, traders. HMA getting a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a drop. Next main support line is going to be back on down towards the VWAP. If you are looking for that possible next dip buy opportunity, it is going to be somewhere right around 1040. 1040 is the next dip. 1040 is the next bounce. All right here, team. Right now, HMA already starting to get weaker. I definitely want to short this play, as I said, because I want to make back my loss. But at the same time, all it takes is one good trade today. All it takes is one solid trade. All it takes is one good mover. We're already seeing a little bit of a fade here. How low can HMA go down towards? I want to play this thing safe and smart. What's like this area? I mean, this is all the way back on down towards around $10. I feel safer going back on down if you want to dip buy. Like, best case scenario is I would like to see a spike on up. Quick little spike on up, then a dump all the way back on down. HMA is going to be very active at the start of the day. I think BCTX is also going to be very active at the start of the day. BCTX, guys, this is one of the plays that has gone from $7, spiked on up to $19, and is now sitting at $11. Now, again, BCTX... Again, this play was so expensive to short before. We'll see if it got any cheaper. I don't think so, though. Guys, to be able to short 1,000 shares on BCTX costs almost $2,000. It's not even worth it. So not even worth it, guys. BCTX, not worth it. BCTX, you can only go long on that play. ATON, not doing much. XAIR, slowly building. I do think the most active play at the bell is going to be AHMA. HMA is going to be the most active play in the next 5 minutes. Hey, let's get ready to rock here, people. Let's get fired up on this day. Everyone get ready to go. Turn it up here, traders. Let's match the energy. Let's get ready to rock. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go get a quick drink of water. We'll be all ready to get after it on this day. Let's get ready to do it, traders. Let's get ready to go here. Let's get ready for a big day. What does that tell us in terms of BCTX movement today if the shorts are expensive? Well, again, the shorts are so expensive just because of earlier today. That's all. So it doesn't mean anything right now. It's because everyone wanted to short it earlier today. BCTX went from $7 to $20 and went on a $13 spike. So if you go on a $13 spike, obviously everyone's going to want to short that play. So it's more in demand, aka it's more expensive. So again, not many shorts are, wanting to get in probably right now, but it's just the fact that this was the most heavily shorted play this morning, which is why, again, shorts are so expensive. Alpha Options, do you think the roller coaster is related to core inflation report coming out today? I mean, if we take a look over on the S&P 500, S&P 500 definitely, it doesn't mean the CPI data doesn't really have to do too much with my trading. What I do love a lot though is the fact that just how active this market is. We're seeing a lot of activity in this market. We're seeing a lot of good movement. We're seeing a lot of good action. Like, this market does make me, super happy. So again, I love the volatility. I love the hype here. I love, again, how much, stocks are moving. Now the market does open in 1 minute. I want to, we are all set here. I'm going to put in some limit orders of 250 shares at $10, $10 and lower. I'm going to just load the boat if this stock comes on down to $10 or lower. If we again get a little bit of a drop and I can be able to get filled on this play, I'm going to look to do so. $10 and lower. Get a nice dip buy, get a nice bounce play, get a good opportunity to be able to see, again, buying move on in. And that's what I'm going to look at. So if we do get a nice pullback, I am going to look to be able to jump on in and try to get like 3,000 shares. I want to make back this loss today. I want to make back this loss, and I want to do it right, and I want to have some fun. The Holt area is 1016, but let's see how low this thing is going to drop on down towards. But I am willing to go ahead and pull the trigger, get filled next to this black line. This black line would be where I want to get filled at. Little heads up for you guys, okay? So right now, you guys can see 0 out of 0 out of 0. I, again, was able to make back a lot of losses today and get myself into the green. But AHMA, I looked for a dip buy before, and I ended up losing on the dip buy. So again, I am slightly down. I'm down $1,100 at this moment, okay? I need to, again, battle back and get myself a $1,000 profit to be able to get myself in the green. Let's see if we get a nice pullback, come back on down towards, again, like that 980 mark, dip buy, and start moving our way back on up. That's what I want to see. So if we can do that, that's where, again, the money's going to be made for me. ATON, anything happening here? Right now, ATON, not too much I'm seeing. Right? ATON, not too much I'm seeing. XAIR, this is a stock that did have a hot press release this morning. Definitely going to be a play to be watching today. BCTX, I really don't care about that one too much. NYSE, UAVS, no. So, HMA is still where, again, the majority of traders are focusing on. I'm looking for that pullback first. I'm not going to get in right now. I'm not buying at the VWAP. I'm not buying at $10. I'm not buying, again, at or shorting this play. Only going to look for a dip buy at this one. Stock was up 100% on the day, waiting for a pullback. Get filled again when the stock looks like it's kind of like more dead. Remember, I would always rather short a high and dip buy a low rather than buying a high or, again, shorting at a bottom. We have a 6-day winning streak going right now, traders. We want to keep that going. We have a 6-day winning streak at this moment. We want to try to keep that going here. We're just trying to do it right. OSS right now, guys, trying to get a little bit of hype. OSS, this play just went from $12, started ripping and running up towards around $12.50. We'll keep that on the back burner right here. Stock is getting a little bit of an extension, though, trying to get a little momentum. Guys, HMI, we are watching this one. VWAP area is 1050. Again, I'm looking for lower than 1050. I'm looking into the 990s, 970s, 980s, 990s. I'm looking for another dollar drop off this play. So if this cracks 1050, falls on down towards, again, 960, 970, like something like that, I feel better there. BCTX got halted on the downside. BCTX spike and dump. You know, one of the reasons why shorts are so expensive, you know, this is a very high in demand shorting play. Stock went all the way from $7 to $20, $13 rip, dumped all the way down to $8. Stock hit the VWAP, tried to break the VWAP, came crashing right back on down, 1040. AHMA. Stock is getting a little bit weaker here, traders. AHMA, again, I'm looking to be able to have an overall cost basis right next to that black line. Black line is what I'm looking for. If we can crack again $10, start going down 990s, 980s, 970s, 960s, that's what I'm looking for more. And I would like that because that means we'd have a drop from $15. That means we would be going from $15 all the way down to $990, $980. That means I'm getting about a $5 discount. I'm getting a $5 sell-off. Would anyone say to me, that's a stupid entry? Why would you enter after, again, a $5 sell? I don't think so. I mean, I think after a $5 sell-off, people would say, oh yeah, I mean, it's not a bad entry in any sort of way. There's a great opportunity that people move in for a dip buy. Now, unfortunately, what's happening right now is you could see a couple people are actually moving in for the dip buy right here and right now. It came on down to what? $10.25. I was looking for underneath $10, but now it's back up to $11.15. So you can see that's the thought process. That's the thought process right there. Trying to get filled at, again, a low area for this nice little green candle, this dip buy to be able to move back on up. So right here, it did just get a little bounce, slightly underneath the VWAP. Let's see if buyer's going to try to push this play back on up. But, you know, I don't care if, again, HMA spikes on up because there's going to be action then. So I would want it at this point, even though I'm not in. Get squeezed on the upside. Start bringing in hype and momentum and volatility. Let's get some more movement. I just want to see something because this pre-market was fantastic. Pre-market, AHMI, $5 to $15, $10 rip. Right? XAIR from, again, 88 cents to $1.60. Absolutely great. Seeing, again, ATON last night. Seeing BCTX from $7 to $20. Absolutely fantastic. And now, AHMA starting to try to get the squeeze back, guys. Guys, AHMA, possibly squeeze. Trying to get that hype, trying to get that momentum. This is kind of what I'm referring to. So, AHMA, hold it at this point. Do you guys think that this could start catching some fire? Do you guys think that this play could start catching some fire? Do you guys think that this play could start getting some momentum? Do you guys think that this play could start getting that hype and that action and, again, buyers start moving on in? So AHMA, just want to make sure that you guys are all set right here. No forcing. Put yourselves in the best positions possible. Stock has room to run all the way up to $14 or so. You know, it definitely does. Am I going to get filled now? Unfortunately, at $10 or $9? Unfortunately not. I don't think so. So I'm going to change this on up here, team. I don't have any open orders at this time. I'm canceling all my orders right now. Now we got to figure something else new. We got to figure out something new here. And what I mean by this is we have to ask ourselves, what do you guys believe is going to happen? Do you guys think the next best entry is going to be, hey, I believe AHMA is going to spike back up to $14? Is there anyone here that believes truly AHMA is going back up to $14? Or do you guys believe that AHMA is just going to have a little pop and start falling back on down? First things first is you have to ask yourself, do you think we're going to go up or do you guys think we're going to be going on down? If I, again, had to put some sort of trend line, this is kind of what I'm seeing at this moment. I see this as our main downtrend. Now, yes, if we can break this downtrend, there's a good chance that we start squeezing back on up. We do have our downtrend. This right here would be where that short squeeze potential could happen, and the stock starts getting hot momentum and hot action. If this stock, again, cannot stay above $12, there's a chance it just goes right back down towards like $10.70. So if you actually want to look for a dip buy, I think the next best dip buy, even though, again, it's going to be very quick, would probably be back on down underneath $11. So either you're going to open up, you're going to squeeze and spike up to 14, or it's going to open up, have a pullback probably back on down to 1070, and then maybe try to go back up towards around 1170. I would rather just be a smart trader. Look for, again, bottom dips rather than buying at the high, hoping it goes up higher. If I miss it, no harm, no foul. You know what I mean? Like if I put in entries down towards the VWAP of 1050, 1060, 1070, 1080, and the stock again opens up at $12 and keeps on spiking, I don't lose any money. But if I do get filled, I'm getting filled near a bottom area that I do like, you know? So the thing is, I would say, let's see, 1106 buy, 1091. But I do want to try to get filled, as you guys know, at... I do want to get filled like a good chunk of change. Like, I want to try to be able to get a nice dip buy and bounce play back on up. So, I'm going to see if I can get filled, get a nice little dip buy and bounce play, bounce back on up, 1160 or higher. That could be, again, a very nice little area for us to be able to get filled. So, again, I am looking for a dip buy. If I do get filled, it would be this line. This line right here, because that was my last AHMA dip buy. I have an AHMA short and an AHMA dip buy. So, even though this play has a great opportunity of gapping up and keeping going, I'm just going to play it on the fact that if it does fall back on down, I think somewhere in the 1060s would be a great dip right above the VWAP once again to get a little bounce back up to 1130. So I would go 1060 to 1140, 1060 to 1120, 1060, like something like that to get in, get out, make some money. That's what I'm looking for. Get in, get out, make some money. Let's see what we can do here. Let's get ready to rock. Now, again, we are on a 6-day winning streak right now. We got to make back, again, $1,000. We're down, again, $1,100 on the day. We got to make back $1,000 today to keep the 6-day winning streak alive. Now, it's been an amazing 2026 so far, and I know we could be able to do this. But, again, we got to do it right. We got to, again, be able to buy in at low areas, have stop losses. If things don't work out, you move on. That's the way things work. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's see what we do. Guys, $12 came on down to $11.50 right here. We actually almost got halted there for a second. The halt area is $11.25. Let's see if that gets pushed back. Let's see if this stays alive here. Hold on. We might stay alive and get a bounce play. Hold on. Stay alive. Hold on here. We're still not halted. We're still not halted. Little heads up. Now we're halted. All right, traders. This is just, again, this is one of those reasons on why I never try to buy at tops. Team, buying at tops is usually a recipe for disaster. When you buy at tops, it's usually a recipe for disaster. And what I mean by that is so many people fall into the trap of saying, well, look at this, guys, right? And actually, let me just get the full view here. So many people buying saying, look how awesome this is. I'm going to buy right here at $15 break. You get demolished. Let me buy right here. 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 Let me even buy right here. The fact is, if you buy after large green candles, you are most likely going to be the person that's not getting involved in the play. You are only getting involved by paying out someone lower underneath you. If you can stop buying at the top, you will have a 10 times better success rate. In my eyes, the way that I trade, as you guys know, is if I buy, it's usually at a lower area. If I buy, I try to get filled on a dip. If I buy, I'm trying to get filled here or here or here. If I short, I'm usually, again, shorting at an area I see an upper shadow, at an area of resistance, at an area of trouble. I try to buy near the bottoms. I try to short near the highs. That's just what I try to do. I try to just be as smart as I can. Now, I'm not sitting here, and I'm not going to say I win every time I trade. I win a lot. I win a lot of money. But at the same time, I do not win every single time. And the reason why I don't win every single time is very simple. It's because, again, sometimes stocks are going to do unpredictable things. But if we can try to predict them the closest we can, at least put the odds in our favor, we're going to have a better chance of success. So, now what do we do? Right now, guys, what we wanted to do was get filled, see the stock drop on down. The stock got halted around the price of $11.25. Now, I do right now have a lot of orders, right? I have a lot of orders set at this moment, all the way down towards that price of like 1090, 1080, 1060. Now you have to make a new decision. The new decision you need to ask yourself in the next 2 minutes is to say, will AHMA, will this play gap down and have enough buyers to, again, dip buy off that VWAP. Do you guys believe that AHMA is going to be able to gap down and there's not going to be a huge sell-off? It's going to gap down. People are going to say, yes, I still like this play, and it's going to bounce back above $11. Do you believe that's going to happen? Or do you believe it's going to open on up and it's just going to keep on free falling right here as people get scared, as people get nervous? Now, the thing is, you do have VWAP support at 1050. Not only do you have VWAP support, but you also have, again, old spiking highs. So you do have old spiking highs here. You do have VWAP support. You do have the low of the day. Or is there just going to be too much selling? And if we have too much selling, we're going to go all the way back down towards like 940. So right now, traders, you have either A, you're going to look for a dip buy. Dip buy around 1080, 1070, 1060. If you think that's going to be a good area of support, go ahead and do a dip buy. Watch for it to move back above $11. If you think it's going to get too ugly and it's going to start fading and falling, go all the way back down towards around 940. And if you do think it's going to keep fading and falling, you could also look for a short. Say, hey, you know what? I'm going to short this play. And, maybe it has a little spike back on up, and then I could short this one all the way down towards that $9 mark. And if you are saying, I have zero idea, then either A, don't get in, or B, get in but be willing to have a stop loss. So I actually think I'm going to play this one as safe and smart as I can. I'm going to go to myself and say, hey, I'm going to do limit orders and just do limit orders really low. I'm going to just put crazy low limit orders, 920s. I'm going crazy low limit orders, 910s. I'm going crazy low limit orders, 938, 930. I'm just going to go crazy low limit order in case this stock does start dumping, in case this stock does start falling, in case this stock again does start getting weaker. I'm going to go crazy low limit orders here. Now again, I don't know, but I will say if I get filled all the way down towards the low $9, I'm going to be more than happy, right? Now, if this stock spikes its way back on up towards 1220 or 1250, I think that's a good shorting opportunity. So not only am I going to do dip buys, but I'm also going to go ahead and put in some short orders up high. If this thing gets back up to 1220 or 1230 or 1240, right? I think that could be good opportunities for us to go ahead and look for, again, a new shorting chance. So right now we're at 1125. If we come on down to the blue line, I'm going to look for a dip buy. If we come on up towards the red line, I'm going to look for shorts. Does that make sense, everyone? So I'm going to try to get both sides here. And we are live right now. We are live right now at this moment. Stock is having another drop on down. We are now hitting that first area of the VWAP. Will the VWAP hold? If the VWAP keeps on crashing, we have room to fall on the next halt area is 963. Guys, we're still getting halted. 963. Now, again, we still might come back live. Little heads on up for you guys. Now, I'm getting rid of these old short areas. These short areas are obviously not going to work. Now, there's a chance that we're still halted here. All right. Now, traders, what do you want to do now? So this is why, again, I'm putting super low short order or super low dip buy areas in. I didn't get filled on one dip buy there. Now, again, how did I not get filled? Because I said, I don't trust the VWAP right here. Either if we have a gap up or if we spike on up, I think the stock's getting a little ugly. I think the stock is falling on down. I think the stock is starting to, get a little bit more of a drop. Now, what's the next game plan? Let's figure this out. Let's try to figure this out together, guys. We have just seen AHMA so far. Let's figure this out together. AHMA has now gone from $15, has crashed down towards $11, $4 drop. Little dip buy and bounce, and now it's crashed down to 963. And it looks like it's going down towards $9. We are about to see AHMA have a $6 discount from a high where people were paying only an hour ago. Where will that discount be? I do think dip buys are coming. I think a dip buy opportunity is going to be right around the corner. The bottom area that I see is going to be somewhere around that 860 mark. I do think great dip buys are going to be anywhere in between that 925, 930, all the way back on down towards around that, 890, 875 area. So I would say I do like the fact. This is how I would see this play. How I see this play is dip buy areas are between the blue line. Stop loss has to be the red line. That's how I see this play. you are about to get a $6 discount over on AHMA. AHMA is getting a nice drop. We were up nearly 100 or 200%. We're having about 120% pullback right here. I do think buyers are going to move in on this play as it comes back on down towards the low $9 region, somewhere like that. So I already have some low $9, and then you know what? I can also just put some low $8 as well. Just in case we ever get filled. But I would be looking for at this point, guys, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1,000 shares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2,000 shares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3,000 shares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4,000 shares here. So again, you know, right now, I am watching this play to see, like, you know, if I can get filled on this play, I will definitely go after it and look to make back my loss here. Now, again, we're just trying to work ourselves through mentally every single trade here. Now remember, win or lose on this next trade, you have to be able to say to yourself, you know what? We did it right. What do I mean by we did it right? We didn't, again, just pull the trigger and hope for the best. We didn't just jump in on a play or short a play because it's falling. We're looking at past chart history pattern. We're understanding our odds. We're saying to ourselves, are we going to be able to have a better chance of success to the upside than the downside? If I short right now, am I, again, getting in where a bounce play opportunity? So again, if I see green candle, green candle, green candle, and you buy after 3 massive green candles, you're probably saying to yourself, if I buy right now, is there really that much room left? If you bought right now over on AHMI or AHMA after that massive green candle run, there's a great chance you lose. It's the opposite now. If we again have a $6 to $7 drop, there's a chance that buyers move in. Now, do I have any concerns? I have one major concern. Does anyone know? One major concern is that this stock doesn't have any sort of news. That's the number one major concern I have. The number one major concern I have on this play is the fact that this play doesn't actually have any credibility to begin with. So could this all have been just one big fluke of Fugazi and Fugazi? This whole entire AHMA spike all the way on up was just one big fluke, and now it's going to come all the way back on down. So the thing is, yeah, I definitely, again, am still thinking of that. Yes, I'm definitely, again, still aware of that. Yes, I'm still, again, kind of keeping that in the back of my mind, saying, you know what, it definitely has room to be able to drop on down towards those, 880s, 870s, something like that. So we definitely got to be careful still. We definitely have to understand that. But I am looking for AHMI to be able to drop on down, get filled, and be able to get, a nice, dip buy and bounce play in between the 2 blue lines. Red line is the stop loss. Always want to explain myself, explain my trades. All right, 10 seconds here, traders. 10 seconds. Let's get ready to rock here. Looking for our dip buys in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we are live. Guys, we're live right now. Came on down towards the price of, I think it came on down to 9. What did it come on down to? 935. Did I get filled anything? No, I'm not in on anything. I did not get filled on anything. I think it came on down to 917 so far, which is the very tippity top. Did anyone get filled at a 920? Anyone get filled at like a 920 there? If you guys got filled at like a 920 there, you would have gotten filled. Looking over at my entries, my first entry was 915. Look at this dip buy. Now again, the green candle starting to come. It's a little frustrating. That one hurts me a little bit. I'll show you right here, guys. My first entry on this play was 915. I had a couple 915s, 913s, 910s. The low of the day was 917. Even that one right there, even if I got filled 750 shares, that would put me up $750 right here. So, I mean, hey, if you guys got that, congrats. I love, again, at least we're talking ourselves through the play. I still like the idea. I like what we were doing. I like, again, how we were trading this play and how we're focusing on it. I like, again, the entry that we were looking at. And you know what? If we can come back on down, I can still look for another entry. But you can see everything is still zeroed out right now. And you know what? Not taking any loss. Not putting myself in a position to lose. AHMA, this is a play that if you guys just got filled at that 920s, if you guys got filled at 930s, if you guys got filled at, the perfect bottom of 917, enjoy a little bit of gains. Enjoy a little bit of profits. This one might get a little pop back on up towards $11 plus as well. So, came down to 920. If we start popping back up towards $11, some buying volume might actually move in on this play. Is anything else spiking? ATON? Not doing too much right now. XAIR. XAIR did have a press release this morning, guys. Little heads on up. XAIR did have a press release this morning. XTLB also a little squeeze. XTLB, small little squeeze right now. XTLB 80 cents up towards $1.06. XTLB also did come out with some news. UAVS, IOTR, SKYQ, MVO. Is there anything that's going crazy? I know, again, right now, obviously, we are watching AHMA. AHMA still has room to be able to drop and fade and fall. Holt area is back on down towards around 906. Starting to get a little bit weaker here, guys. Back underneath $10. We still might be able to get our nice entries as this one fades and falls and drops. And again, that's what we'd be looking for. If you guys already got the first dip buy, you guys, again, absolutely nailed it in every single way. Congratulations on your profits. How's the EVTV doing? Guys, for anyone who does not know, EVTV was the #1 top gainer of yesterday. EVTV yesterday was an absolute beast. Stock went from 46 cents, spiked on up to $3.50. And right now, as it comes back on down, you might get a good dip buy opportunity. Just a little heads up for you guys. You might be able to get a good dip buy opportunity on this one, EVTV, a stock that some people are forgetting about, at probably around the price of like, $2.40. If you can get that possible like $2.40 dip buy, that might be a good one coming on up. Actually, go maybe a little bit lower at like $2.20. That could possibly be a good one for maybe tomorrow or even later on today. EVTV, I would say definitely keep your eyes peeled over on EVTV for the potential of that stock being able to make us some good cash and make us some good money. Guys, little heads on up. AHMA, a little bit of weakness here. AHMA, a little bit of weakness. We still might come on down towards low $9 to the $8.75 region for that possible dip. Yeah, I like that as well for tomorrow. Maybe some low dip buys today or tonight over on EVTV for that possible dip buy opportunity going into tomorrow. That could definitely be very solid. Guys, AHMA. This thing starts getting weaker. We're probably going to go down towards the 9s. Or, excuse me, the high 8s. So just little heads on up. I would, again, even maybe cross off your $9 entries. Like, don't have a $9.15 anymore. Because if you do go, we're probably going to drop on down towards some new bottoms. So I just kind of want to load the boat around the bottom 8s. 850, 854. If this thing keeps going weaker, I like this thing keeps getting weaker, we're good. Now again, that LULD's at 906. I think that's going to change though. That's going to probably drop on down towards like 850 area. We did just come back on down once again towards like 824 there. I want to see the LULD actually change. I want to see it drop down lower. LULD, aka the Holt area on the downside, is 906. The LD stands for a limit down. So again, I actually want to see that drop on down towards like a lower area where the stock could be able to fade and fall, get filled before a nice little dip buy and bounce play. So it's at 934. I'm not getting it filled at 910 or 915, guys. I'm going all 8s at this point. So for myself, I'm doing all 8s. Just a little heads up for AHMA. Trying to get dip buys at absolute bottoms. The LULD still at 906. Has not changed off 906. I'm waiting for that to change down towards like 850 or something. So 940 AHMA came on up, hit the VWAP area. VWAP area, very strong resistance line. Yep, why did I get out of those orders? 910, 915? Because again, what did I always say? You always want to catch the first dip buy and bounce. If you catch the first dip buy and bounce, it's always the biggest. If you come back down to it, you're either only going to get a little dip buy or it's going to crack on down towards new lows. I always like to get the fresh dip buy, the fresh new low, the fresh area. I don't like to get like, it already got the dip buy. It already went from, again, 917 all the way up towards $11, So I don't want to jump in at 910 where, again, it's probably going to crash on down towards new lows and me hold an entry at 910 where I'm probably going to lose at. There's the new Holt area, 887. So again, only new lows for myself is what I want. Let's see if this one can keep on dropping a little bit lower. Still no entry just yet. Close. Close, close, close. No entry for myself just yet. Holt area is 887, only 13 cents away. Looking to get filled on my first couple entries here in the second. Again, I'm only doing eights, trying to get slowly filled. Guys, I'm getting my first slow entries right now. First entries slowly getting filled at this point. 250 shares at the price of $8.90. Now, again, I'm looking to only buy these nice little bottom opportunities. Bottom opportunities, 875, 860. Getting bottom entries, again, as we come on down to 850. Bottom entries, that's what I'm looking for. Low areas, bottom entries, trying to slowly build a position at a bottom. So I got 500 shares filled right now with a cost basis of 887. Do I want it to go lower? Yes, I do. I want it to drop on down to the 860s, 870s, 850s. I want to try to go a little bit lower, get a bigger position, find again a good solid bottom, and then again work our way back on up. But work our way back up towards around $9 or so. Now, hey, what if it spikes all the way back up towards $10 at this moment? It won't. It's going to be a slower play now. So this is going to be a play over on AHMA, that we kind of want to find that bottom. It's going to float around the bottom for a while, and then again, maybe slowly creep its way back on up. But remember, we're buying at the low of the day. We have the least amount of risk. Does that make sense, everyone? We have the least amount of risk when we buy at the low of the day. We have the least amount of risk where, again, the odds are it's going to have more buyers. The odds are it's not going to crash as hard. The odds are, again, buying opportunity could be able to continue to push this play back on up more and more and more because, again, we are getting in at the lowest point where it's the cheapest price. It's hard to get sell-offs after having a $7 sell-off. You know what I mean? So we'll keep that one on watch. If it goes even lower, we'll keep on, looking for more entries as well. But we're in on that play right now. Just a little heads on up, 500 shares. But we're going to see if that 500 shares is all I get, hopefully we go all the way back up to $12. If, again, we can drop on down even lower, I'm going to load up the boat, probably about 2,000 shares, and then hopefully go back up towards, $10, $11. XAIR. XAIR is stealing a little bit of the hype, guys. And also, do not forget about EVTV. EVTV, guys, tomorrow, I think could be a nice little mid-candle breakout play. So EVTV tomorrow is where I think a lot of people are going to be looking at it. So EVTV tomorrow, a lot of hype, a lot of potential. I think if that one comes back on down towards like 220, you could have a good opportunity to be able to get filled on that play, be able to make, again, some good cash. So again, like EVTV, look for, again, like, lower $2, so that possible dip buy and bounce play opportunity coming up in the future. XTLB also starting to squeeze a little bit. XTLB might be halted right now. It is. Guys, a little heads up for every single person. XTLB halted at this time. Stock is trying to squeeze and trying to get a little bit of momentum. So XTLB, 80 cents up to 136. Let's actually turn this one on watch. XTLB, 2 minutes here. Is there any sort of news on this one? I don't believe so. Well, let me just double check here. Let me go over to XTLB. Click news. It did come out with news. Guys, XTLB. Oh, this is the XTLB XAIR. Same exact press release. The XTLB acquires 85%. So XTLB acquires 85% of XAIR. XAIR. So this one is getting a nice rip and run. This one is getting a nice squeeze. This one is getting a nice pop. Little heads on up. AHMA. Still trying to get a little bit of action. Anyone in on AHMA with me? Right now, guys, we're up $300. Trying to get back up towards that $10 plus area. Anyone just want to take a quick little $300 profit? Anyone saying, hey, you know what? I'm up $300. I'm just going to take my gains right here. First trade of the day, put yourself up $300. I know I'm trying to work myself out of a little bit of a loss. But at the same time, if you're up, again, $275, if you're up $300, there's nothing wrong with just taking your gains right there. So again, I only got 500 shares. Obviously, I wanted to get 2,000, and this would have been very helpful. But, making a $300 profit right here for that possibility of getting that pop right back on up towards the VWAP of $10 plus, that could be very nice, right? So, good job, good work. We are seeing, again, a little bit of climbing right here over on AHMA from us getting that dip buy opportunity. We are coming on up towards nearly $400 now. $400 gain. Now, again, I'm going to take this profit here, traders, right now. So, guys, I'm going to take that profit right there at $400. I just locked in $400 on my first little dip buy right now. And now, again, now it's not as bad. I'm down $800 on the day now. Okay. Hey, slowly working, slowly getting good areas. Even if that was your first dip buy and bounce play, you were able to just make $400. So again, I'm trying to work out of $1,100 loss. I just made $400. Now again, we're down $850. So I'm just working out this loss, doing it right, doing it nice and slow, putting myself in better positions, not hurting myself, right? That's it. So we will see if we can still get a nice red candle. We will see if we can still get a nice drop over on AHMA, but a little bit of profit. Deck, I made you a tank to work out in. Let's see here. Make profits. Make profits, not screenshots. Funny trading workout tank. Day trader meme jersey, tank top, stock humor, lightweight gym shirt. Take profits, not screenshots. Woo! I like it. I'd rock that. I'd wear that. I like that a lot. Do we still have XAIR? Let's go over to XAIR right here, traders. Now, XAIR, we can figure out this play as well. We got to make back about $800 now. So XAIR, what can we do as our next possible play? Traders, I'm going to turn my focus on XAIR right now. I'm going to get rid of my other entries on AHMA at this moment. I'm going to turn my attention over on XAIR at this time. XAIR, stock again spiked on up towards up near around 275 is going to be the 200-day moving average. 275 would be the best entry. I don't know if we're going to get to 275. I think it's going to be a little short. I think it's going to be like 240 to 250. So if I can get an entry on the short side, 240s, 250s, I think I'm going to do that. So let me see XAIR. Let me see if I can get 6,000 shares on this play. Inquire all. 6,000 right here. Locate lowest. Click cancel. It's going to cost me 15 bucks. I like that. Click 15 bucks. What do we have here? Oh, did I already short XAIR? Oh, I already have XAIR shorts, I believe. Yeah, I already have 6,000 from earlier today. Okay, so I don't even need to do that. Perfect. So I'm just going to put up some really high orders right now. 500 shares over on XAIR if this one gets above 250. So let's go, let's go 500 shares, and I'm going to just go with 249. Short. 247. Short. 251. Short. 253. Short. 255. Short. 258. Short. 261. Short. 263. Short. 248. Right? Short. 260. Again, just working my way up the ladder. 265. Just getting all my short orders in case the stock does get a little pop. Okay? So if XAIR does get that little bit of a pop, we will be all set, ready to go. I will look for shorts right underneath the 200-day moving average. So that's what I'm looking at. Deck, I made an AI picture of you. Check it out. Let me check it out. I mean, kind of looks like me. I mean, I guess that kind of does look like me, in a way. The body is similar. Shoulders might be a little hairy. Not a bad picture. Thank you, I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time and effort to be able to make that and create that for me. I will save that and use it later on. I appreciate you. Guys, let's see how much higher we can go over on XAIR. Let's see how much higher we can go on XAIR here today. XAIR, again, I want to be getting filled on this play. 240s, 250s, 260s. Why is that? We have the 200-day moving average at 277. So a lot of traders might ask right now, why would you just not wait till 277? There are a lot of times, and again, it's kind of more through experience, and I might be wrong here, but there are a lot of times that you kind of go right underneath 277. Like you might hit like 250, 260, then drop, just because the anticipation of the 277 short coming on up. So sometimes you do get shorts that happen right underneath resistance. There are shorts that happen right at resistance, and sometimes there's shorts right above resistance. I'm kind of just more playing the fact that I think that this could be a short play after already going on a 167% spike, that it might form an upper shadow in the 250s. 250s is strong resistance. 250s is going to be tough. So I like to get maybe a high 240, a lot of 250s, and a lot of 260s, just being able to say, hey, I think that's where I could turn and reverse at. So that's kind of like more of my thought process right now to be able to make back this last $800. I know, again, it's going to have strong resistance at 277. I know that. I don't know if it's going to have enough steam to get up to 277. So it's 240s, we start orders. 250s, we add a lot. 260s, we add the most. And then again, we bank on that reversal. Guys, XAIR got up to 243 so far. Here's a little bit of a pullback so far. 243, a little pullback. AHMA back on up towards around the VWAP. If anyone's holding on for those dip buys, AHMA back on up towards around the VWAP, holding on to those dip buys for all traders. We also do have a little bit of a downtrend starting to form if AHMA does start getting a little bit of a pop. If AHMA does start getting a little bit of a pop, you have room to run up towards around 1115. 1115 is going to be the next possible shorting opportunity on this play. I actually do want to put in some short orders over on AHMA just in case that one does get that little pop on up. You know, let's say we get that little random spike, that little random pop, that big long upper shadow. I want to take advantage of it. So if we do start spiking back on up, 1101 short, 1103 short, 1107 short, 1109 short, 1112 short, 1118 short, 11, you know, just in case it happens. I don't know if it will or not, okay? I have no idea, but I'm just putting orders in just in case this one does start getting a little bit of that, like, hey, pop on up, squeeze on up there for a second. Like, it definitely could just kind of get that little pop, that little squeeze, run on up towards this downtrend. Downtrend is right here. You see this downtrend? You could see, again, that's where, again, strong resistance would be at. Somewhere in the 1115-ish area would be kind of like the goal that I think, you know, would be at a good, smart area to be like, hey, you know what? Let's go after it. Let's look for a little bit of a short there, you know? So we have our XMAI play. And then we have XAI, if that one can work its way on up. And then we also do have AHMA. So AHMA, see if this one can get that quick little pop. Quick little pop. Now, again, it does have the Holt area at 1098, so we wouldn't even be able to get filled as of now. We would need that Holt area to kind of drop back a little bit. You know, drop back towards like 1140 or so. But I do think there's a chance that this gets this little squeeze. Again, right now I'm down $800, guys. I'm down $800. I got to make back an $800 loss. We were down $1,500 today. We made it all back. Then I made a bad trade. I put myself down $1,000. Now again, or $1,100. Now we're down $800. Guys, you can see how, again, the stock is trying to work itself back on up towards around that $11 mark. Again, we have room to run up towards around 1120, 1127. See if we get that pop and then reversal. So this is kind of where we're at. Red line, red line, red line. We're just looking for the red line to touch and reverse back on down. That's it. Or whatever, like whatever color you want to call that. You know, that purple line. Now, yes, we do have to be careful. We don't want to get caught up in a short squeeze in any way. Right? Let's be careful on that. We don't want to be caught up in any sort of short squeeze or anything like that. But we do just want to be aware that, okay, hey, we might get a little bit of a pop-up towards this purple line where we hit and have been rejected, and hit and been rejected, and hit and possibly could get a rejection. So right now here, traders, I did just get filled 250 shares. Let's see, XAI. XAI is testing its Holt area right now. Hold on, we're still live. I'm in on 750 shares right now. XAI in at the price of 1121. Okay? I think this is fine right now. I do. I think this is fine. I'm okay with this. I like where I'm at this moment, and we're still live. Oh, okay, we're halted now. All right, we are halted. At this moment, as you guys can see, AHMA shorting 750 shares at the price of $11.21. What am I doing here? I'm not trying to do anything crazy. Remember, guys, I am not sitting here on stream just gambling my money. I want to be someone that you can turn towards and be like, oh yeah, you know, Sean Deckmar, he again definitely trades with at least a plan. And what is my plan? My plan is right here. We do have resistance. And guess what we saw? We saw the stock hit this area and turn. We do have resistance where again, we hit right here. And guess what we have? We do have that turn. And obviously that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for somewhere to be able to hit this resistance line and obviously look for this turn and reversal, right? That's the goal. That's the goal. Look for that turn and that reversal. Hit that area and drop. Hit that area and fade. So AHMA, you know, that's at least my game plan at this moment if this trend line holds. So AHMA, AMHA, watch for a reversal. If the downtrend breaks, however, we can see another short squeeze. So we do have AHMA halted on the upside. We have the majority of traders focused right now. Everyone's trying to stay smart, do the right move, the right play. Hey, shout out to everyone watching us today. Shout out to everyone joining us on this day. Trying to get myself back into the green on this day. Now, let's say we do keep on spiking. How high can we go? If we do keep on spiking, we have room to run up towards probably $12 if this thing pops. So if this thing pops, guys, it's most likely going to hit up towards around $12. $12 would probably be my last area to put some sort of entry. I am in on 750 shares right now, but just in case we do get a little bit of that pop here, team, I'm thinking about maybe just adding some entries up high, you know, like 250 shares, just in case we open on up, get that quick little lower shadow or upper shadow. 250 shares at 1180, right? Like that could be something that's solid. Just putting some higher entries here. Also, what's this XAIR doing? XAIR, that one's starting to turn and fall. I'm going to delete those. I unfortunately did not get filled on XAIR. AHMA. AHMA, I'd rather do like 250, 11, you know, up towards 1160. And then maybe all the way up towards just like $112 order. Bring my cost basis up if this stock does get a pop. So I'm basically saying this right here, traders. I'm saying that I believe AHMA is going to hit the purple line and fall. That's why I have 750 shares in at 1121. There's a chance that this opens on up, falls right back down to 1040. We get filled, we fall right back down to the VWAP. There's also a chance that we open on up, some buying volume moves on in, we spike on up towards $12, and then we start fading and falling. And the last option would be if we squeeze. The last option would be if we open on up, we run on up to $12, I get filled, and we keep going up higher, and that's where I say I'm out, I'm done. Okay? So there's three options here. We got halted right at resistance. We open on up, we immediately crash back on down to 1040. Option number two is we open on up, we have a little momentum, upper shadow, dump back on down, bring up our cost basis and crash. And our third option is going to be the stock opens on up, goes on a spike, runs up to $12, looks like it's going to reverse and squeezes up to $15 plus. Those are the options of the day. Okay? So, I have to be careful on my trade. Right now, I am currently up on this trade $4,450. And you might be saying, what? Guys, I'm just kidding. When stocks get halted, sometimes it just messes up the P&L. All right? So just a little heads on up. I wish this was true, but sometimes when a stock gets halted, it just kind of like in the back end, it's changing the ask and bids and all this. So again, it says I'm up $4,000. I'm not really up $4,000. I'm actually down about $100 at this moment. So I'm down about $100. This stock's going to be opening on up in about 37 seconds. If it crashes right back down to 1040, I could be able to take profits right away. If the stock gets a little bit of a spike and then dumps, I can take profits right away. But if it starts getting above probably like this red line up here, that's kind of like stop loss territory. Do I make myself clear, everyone? I don't want anyone following me on this and holding and getting roasted as it runs up to $15 if that happens. At the same time, if you want to go on the long side, buy this play, and just make sure it can hold like 11 bucks. Okay? So here we go. Opening up in 3, 2, 1, and we are live. Guys, we are live, up $227. Stock is getting, again, some trouble. Let's see what happens here. We are underneath the purple line still. Underneath the purple line still. Currently up $115. Let's see if it keeps on going, though. So you can see purple line. Here's a little bit of a red line. If it falls back on down to 1050, I'm going to take my first little bit of profits. Just a little heads up for you guys. Guys, there's 1050. Gonna take my profits right here. All right, guys, awesome. 1050, just again was able to make, I was down $800. Now I'm down $450. So I just made another $400 right there. Awesome job, awesome work. Guys, I'm down $400 here. Down $400 now on the day. Okay, it came on down, took profits next to the VWAP. All right, next entry that I'd be willing to get involved on this play is going to be up high. 1180s, you know, next to the blue line now. So if we do get that little pop, up towards 1160s, 1180s, $12. That would be my next entry. I don't want to get filled at this point if it's going to still hold and get that potential squeeze. Oh, I'm actually filled still, 250 shares. I didn't realize. So did I just get filled again? 250 shares. I'm actually up another $75 right here. I didn't realize I was still in on this play. Guys, I'm up $87 right here. I'm going to get out of that play right here. And does that bring my total, where are we at now? Okay, I'm down $385 on the day. Awesome. All right, guys. So here, little heads on up. Here is my, I'll just give you a little screenshot right here. Here is my total down on the day right now. Down on the day, $385. All right. Now, as you guys can see, you can also do math. 179 plus again 242 minus again $807. I'm down $380. All right. Traders, we were down $1,500 today. We were then made it all back, got ourselves into the green. Then after we got into the green, we lost $1,000. And now after losing $1,000, we have been able to recover and get ourselves back about $700, and now we're down $385. All it takes is one trade here. All it takes is one trade to get ourselves back into the green and do things right. Did the camera turn off? Hold on a second. All right. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. I will be right back for you. All right, traders. All right. Now again, AHMA. This play at this point. AHMA at this point starting to get weaker. Traders, look at AHMA starting to get the dump. AHMA hit that purple line, starting to reverse its way right back on down. AHMA, where is there going to be resistance? Resistance is going to be either $10 or if it gets slightly above that, $10.27. Like, we might, you might want to say 250 shares. That VWAP at 1045 is going to be really strong resistance. 1020 short, 1025 short, 1030 short, 1035 short, 1040 short. Guys, it looks like HMA is starting to give a whole lot back now. HMA might be giving a lot back. Is EVTV starting to get a little bounce? Guys, look at EVTV. This is what I was referring to. Look at EVTV back in action. This was the number one play of yesterday. Number one play of yesterday, EVTV, is now back. So now EVTV is back. I actually saw someone earlier over on YouTube as well. Way earlier this morning. Who was it? I gotta find you. I wish there was times here. All right here. Skyboy. Skyboy, you gave me a challenge today and I took it personal. Just a little heads on up. He said, if you get back into the green after having a $1,000 loss, I will sign up to a lifetime membership over on TradeCaster. And you know what? I've been thinking about that. So Skyboy, if I get back at myself into the green, if I make again over $380, I'm back. And guys, HMA, I am shorting this play once again. HMA, I shorted this play right next to the VWAP. I got to make $380 to get myself back into the green. So let's see if we get a little drop. Again, I have 750 shares on the short side. Cost basis, 1020 now. Let's see if we can drop on down towards, maybe again some bottoms. What's some bottoms? Back on down towards $9. If I can get myself up, $385, get myself back in the green, Skyboy has committed to buying a lifetime membership over on TradeCaster. So I'm trying to make it happen, buddy. I'm trying to make your dreams come true. So this was, again, we were down 1,500, made it back, was down 1,000. And Skyboy right here. Hey, I'm holding you to it. If you come out green today, I will become a lifetime member. All right? Hey, we're at 232. We got to get to 380. We get to 380. Skyboy, you're signing up. Don't worry, I'll give you a massive discount. You're good, buddy. I'll give you, again, 40% off lifetime membership. Let's go. 225. Let's get this drop on down to like $9. Level 2 is quiet. A lot of times when you get a quiet level 2, like it's not moving, sometimes that leads to a nice sell-off. Right now we're at 187. Want to see if this weakness is going to move on in. Strong resistance. I'll keep on adding onto this play too right now. I still think, again, there's a lot of strong resistance on this play. I want to see a little sell-off back on down towards low 9s. Go back on down towards the low of the day. If we could see like, what is that, 882? That's the goal right here. Right now, trying to, again, just get up $380. That's all we need. $380 would be like if we drop on down towards like 950. If we drop on down towards 950 or lower, we're going to get ourselves back into the green. And it's been a little chaotic show today, guys. It's been a little chaos today. Down 1,500, back into the green, down 1,100, down 300. Like, it's been a little chaotic. I'm not going to lie to you. Right now, guys, did add on that play right there. In on this play. 1,250 shares now. I just got filled as we popped on up. My final orders did just get filled. I'm in at the cost basis of 230. 230, brand new cost basis. All orders did just get filled on that little spike. Spike, I put in orders out again, 230, 235, 240. I am in on this play, 230, 1,250 shares, currently up $75. So I am watching this one. See if this one is going to reverse and fade and fall. As long as, again, we hit the purple line, we fade and fall. Hit the purple line, we fade and fall. Hit the purple line, we fade and fall. No! AHMA, don't do anything stupid now. Don't go in the wrong direction for me, AHMA. Skyboy's probably giggling right now. Don't you giggle on me, Skyboy. So I'm in, again, 230. Right now, it looks like it's going to get a little pop. Right now, it looks like it's going to get a little pop, unfortunately. I might just have to cut out. I don't want to, but it looks like it's gearing up for a pop up towards that like blue line. It's finally breaking the purple line. I'm going to give it a second here. I might have to get out of this play, unfortunately, though. I might have to get out of this play, unfortunately, if this thing stays above that purple line. So just a heads up for you guys. I have to be careful. I am watching the trend line closely. I'm in on this play 1,250 shares, which is, again, a good, solid, healthy order. I'm down $380 on the day. Got to make back the $380. Got to fall underneath the VWAP. VWAP area, as we know, is at the price of $10.45. Underneath the VWAP of $10.45, that's where, again, I can start making some money. Right now, I want to see it little crack. Give it some time. Dump all the way back on down towards $9. Get ourselves back up in the green. Right now, again, down $250. Looking for that weakness. Seeing if we can crack underneath $10 and start fading on down here. So, again, I have a big enough trade. I have a big enough order. For sure. 1,250 shares. This is about a $14,000 investment over on this play. So I put about $14,000 betting that AHMA is going to feed and fall. Okay? Right now, we are going to look to see, can we stay A, underneath stay underneath the trend line? B, can we stay underneath the VWAP? That's where we're looking for the sell-off. If we can, again, stay underneath the VWAP, if we can stay underneath the downtrend, that's where the sell-off is going to occur, and that's where we can be able to make money. Well, what's going to happen is probably going to take 4, 5, 6 minutes, and then we could maybe fall back on down to sub, 950 or so. Remember, all we need is above $380 in profit to get ourselves back in the green. Anything above $380 is technically profit. So we're grinding today. Guys, we're grinding. It's like one of those days you go out and you play golf and you're not really hitting fairways, but at the same time, you're still, again, making pars. And maybe, again, you're not hitting greens, but you're doing some crazy up and downs. Maybe, again, you throw one in the bunker, but you're making it out. Like, I'm grinding to try to get myself into the green today. And it's not pretty. It's not the prettiest of trading. But you know what? I'm staying alive. I'm staying competitive. So I just want to see this thing crack 10. Once this thing cracks 10, we're going to be in the green. Once again, stay underneath the downtrend, stay underneath the VWAP, get a sell-off order. We could easily see like 950 coming up. So bids at 1025. Bids are at 1025. Let's see if those crack. And when I say crack, I mean drop, like crack $10. Crack and get weaker. Right now, again, we're still fighting. Look, it's just fighting the VWAP and fighting the uptrend. That's all it is. So like right now, team, you guys can see it's in a battle right now. Who's going to win? Is the battle going to be buyers holding the VWAP and trying to squeeze and spike? Or is the winner going to be, again, going to be a little dump underneath this area of this trend line and start fading and falling? It's just who's going to win? Is the VWAP going to hold up as support and it's going to spike? Or, again, is the VWAP going to hold up as resistance and it's going to dump on down to $10? That's what it comes on down to right now. All right, now it's still trying to hold. I'm going to give this a little bit of time. I'm going to give this a little bit of time. I'm down $600 here. But I just feel like, again, I want to give it a little bit of time. Right now, just waiting and just watching. Waiting, watching. Slow and steady. Not adding, not forcing. Seeing if, again, we can get what we want. Get what we came for here, people. We know AHMA has been the most active stock today. We know that this stock is currently up 100% on the day. We know, again, right now, EVTV, though, is starting to steal the show, or was stealing the show slightly. So EVTV, stealing the show slightly, starting to have a little pullback. I still think that could easily be on watch tomorrow. Like, that could easily be a stock that's going to be on watch tomorrow and get a little bit of hype and get a little bit of momentum. My biggest fear is I do think AHMA is going to drop, but I think it has to form a little upper shadow first. And that's just what sucks about it. Like, I do think AHMA, unfortunately, if this thing is going to dump, and hopefully I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I think that it is going to have to, like, spike up towards, like, 1140, 1150 first. Then get that nice upper shadow, then again fall. I hope I'm wrong. Here we go. Come on. Please be wrong, deck. Please be wrong. I love being wrong sometimes. Come on. Let's crack 10. Come on. Crack 10. If we can crack 10 and get the sell-off. See, we came on up towards 1080. Now it just came back down to 1010. We're just floating around 1030. I'm down again $200. I just want to, again, if we just get the freaking sell-off, baby. Come on. I just want to keep our eyes peeled. See what's going to be coming on up here. If we can get this $10 crack, guys, we're getting ourselves up in the green. Again, waiting for that dump. We're underneath the VWAP, we make money. Underneath the downtrend, we make money. Let's see if we're going to get this sell-off now to sub like 950. If we can hold this downtrend, everyone watch it with me. Hold this downtrend, and let's see if we can reverse. Everyone just stick with me here. We got downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. We're fighting to stay underneath this downtrend. If we can hit the VWAP, fall underneath the purple line, we should get that nice big red candle. This big red candle that could happen like this. Whoop, just like that. Because, again, we have all this negative momentum. You can all clearly see that this stock is fading and falling. This is my whole thought process behind this trade. I am not trying to do anything wild or outlandish. All I'm trying to say to every single person is we hit the purple line, we get the nice sell-off. We hit the downtrend, we get a nice sell-off. Right now, we are kind of building this nice lower high, weaker trend that we are ultimately looking to see, can we be able to get that next leg on down? Now, if it starts squeezing and spiking, we got to get out, we got to move on, we got to be a careful trader. But I'm again in on this play at the time of 10:30 with 1,250 shares, down 187 bucks, seeing can this play eventually crack $10 and just get that big sell-off that we're all looking for. Giving it a little bit of time here. Yeah, still trying to squeeze a little bit. Now, right now, if I got out of this, I would end my day a minus 600 bucks. Sometimes when I'm holding onto a trade very long like this, I sometimes say to myself, is it worth it for me just to get out, take a $600 loss, eliminate my win from yesterday, and just say, hey, you know what? We're still up nearly $4,000 on the year. Like, if this stock does not do what I want it to do in the next probably 5 minutes, I probably will do that. Like, I'm okay with that a lot of times. If this stock does not do what I want it to do in the next 5 minutes, or if it starts getting in a direction that I don't like, I will say, you know what? I'm just going to again move on from it. Say, you know what? It's not doing what I want. Let me again not hurt myself. Let me not blow up my gains from yesterday, the day before that. I have a stock I like. I have a play I like. But if it's not doing what I want, let me just move on. I'll take a $600 loss and just say, you know what? That's better than losing $3,000. So that's what exactly. Jim Bond, I think you're 100% correct. No forcing. We're in on a play. We have an idea of the stock that we want to be able to do. Let me adjust the trend line slightly. And let's see what we have. I'm going to throw on a different song here. I'm going to throw on a different song and try to see if we could be able to, get a little bit more hype here. Come on here.
Y es algo muy difícil, pero al que guste, lo puedo enseñar. No cobro, yo no cobro. Y dice así. Cuan, 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 cuan. Cuan, 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 cuan. Cuan, 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 cuan. Ya está cerrada con 3 candados.
Come on.
Y remachada la puerta negra.
Come on, AHMA. Don't put underneath 1030. Come on, underneath.
Porque tus padres están celosos y tienen miedo que yo te quiera.
Come on.
Cuan, 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 cuan. Miedo que yo te quiera. Cuan, 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 cuan. Y tienen miedo que yo te quiera. Cuan, 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 cuan. Han de pensar que...
Okay. Right here, traders. We are still sitting at that 1030 mark. We got to see that dump here soon. We got to see the dump here right now. We're not there yet. Hey, we're still underneath this area. Give us that red candle. Just dump under $10. All I'm looking for is freaking 380 bucks. Guys, is this it? Is this it? Like we get a little red candle. You guys see what I'm saying right here? It's like turning. It's fighting. It's like it's trying to drop here. It's like trying to go down. We're just looking for this downtrend to be able to hold and just yeah. You know what I'm seeing right here? You guys see what I see? It's getting rejected right here. It's turning. It is so close to getting that $10 drop. Guys, we're back to a $0 profit. Let's get ourselves up $380 and just get the heck out of here today. So let's crack $10. It's trying to turn. It's trying to get that sell off. Let's get that giant red candle right here. Let's see if we can, again, have top resistance, top resistance, top resistance. Let's crack 10. It's so close to cracking 10. It's so close to cracking 10. 1014. Come on. Back down again. 37 bucks. Now it's in a 1020. Now we're just, again, sitting at the same freaking area. So, again, right now, traders, we're still, again, watching to see, can we be able to fade and fall and crack and get that drop? Now we're still, again, just staying alert, staying ready, staying hot. We've been on this trade for a very long time. A very long time here. Come on now. Let's get this $10 sell-off. Come on. It's quiet. No music. It's peaceful. So you know what, HMA? Let's make a peaceful trade here. Just you and I, HMA. You and I. Just a nice peaceful trade. You wanna have a nice peaceful trade, HMA? $10. Put this up 380. And I'm just gonna be so calm and collective and just be able to, again, walk away in the sunlight and be able to enjoy the rest of this day. How about we make a decision right here? You and I, HMA. No one else is around us. Just you and I, baby. Stay underneath 1030. Dump on down towards, again, 980. And let's walk away from this day. We have a beautiful downtrend. We have a beautiful setup right here. Everything is absolutely fine. No issues. Let's go sub 1010 now, bids. Sub 1010 bids. That would be nice. Again, there's no such thing as mistakes. There's just happy little errors. You're fine. Let's get the sell-off. Underneath 1010. You know I want you, baby. You know I need you, baby. I will slowly want you, baby. Okay, guys, this fucking sucks. We are waiting for that big red candle. And guys, it's still bouncing back on up. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm just going to get out of this and move on from this play. I'm on the verge of just accepting my small loss on the day. Guys, I'm out. I'm taking $200 loss. Dang it! So, traders, I'm taking a $200 loss to that trade there. That is bringing my total. I am down $500 on the day. Damn! You know what? I tried. I lost again $500 today, guys. But you know what? It is now almost 11 o'clock. We've had so many trades today. I think it's a good time to just, understand, you know what? I'm just giving my gains back from yesterday. I gave it a chance. I had some fun with you guys today. I was doing as much as I possibly can to be able to come out on top. But you know what? Not going to force. Right now I'm looking for pennies. And you know what? I'm happy I'm getting out of AHMA. Look at this, guys. AHMA starting to squeeze. AHMA starting to spike. AHMA starting to get a little more momentum. No more orders right here. So XAI, XTLB, EDBL, MRNO, BCTX. Everything's getting a little bit more quiet right here. EVTV right here. This play at this time, still one of the top plays out there. Skyboy, you got me today, man. He put a mission on me. He put a challenge out there. Say, make back $1,000 and I'll sign up. And you know what? I was able to get back $700. I just couldn't get that last little bit. So Skyboy, you got the upper hand. At the same time, if you do want to sign up to a lifetime membership, I will give you 40% off. So again, little heads on up because Skyboy again brought it on up. Anyone that's interested in a lifetime membership over on tradecaster.com, I will give you guys 40% off today. 40% off $3,299. I will give you guys 30% off the annual membership and semi-annual membership. So let's do a little flash sale right now. If you guys are down, send me an email, deckmartrades@gmail.com, and I will give you guys 40% off the annual membership, 30% off a larger bulk membership. deckmartrades@gmail.com. I appreciate you guys, and I absolutely love you. I hope you guys, again, come on over here, support me, show up over on tradecaster.com. But hey, I want to be as smart as I can. I don't want to force. I don't want to start gambling. I don't want to put myself in bad positions. I'm giving back my gains from yesterday, but you know what? We are, again, having first red day of 2026. We knew it had to happen. We knew it had to happen. First red day of 2026, though. All right. You know what? Not bad. Not too shabby. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you need anything at all, please let me know. Happy to help you guys on out. It is an absolute joy. It is an absolute pleasure to be here with you guys every single day. I do want to always drop my links for you guys so that you guys are all set. Number one, if you guys want my favorite scanner over here, Fox Runner, you guys can sign on up towards, again, Fox Runner, get 25% off. Type in the word Foxy, Foxy, and you guys are going to be able to get 25% off. You guys, if you guys want my trade idea scanners, I will give you all of my trade idea codes. If you guys want to go ahead and sign up underneath this link right here, you guys will get everything that you guys need so that you guys are all set, ready to rock, ready to get after it. On top of that, my broker. How am I able to short all of these plays? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I use Cobra Trading, the best of the best. If you guys use this link, you guys do get 2 free months of trade ideas. You guys do get 2 free months of Fox Runner as well. And you guys do get free commissions, free platform over on Cobra, so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll over there. And if you guys, of course, want to start your prop firm journey on up, One Stop Prop does have, again, their prop firms going on. That's who we always rock. That's who we've been doing a lot of fun with. And you guys get your prop firm all set. As always, if you guys are interested, send me an email at deckmartrades@gmail.com, and I will give you 40% off a lifetime membership and 30% off a bulk deal if interested. Email me. Come on over here. Join the Tradecaster community. That's what it's all about. Cannot wait. Now, traders, thank you for everyone who has joined us on this day. Thank you for every single person who is here with us today. And thank you so much for all the people that are, again, joining us every single morning, being able to make this community so incredible and so great. Team, I love you. If you need anything at all, please email me at deckmartrades@gmail.com. What a fun morning. First red day of the year. I did lose a little over $500, but you know what? I was able to battle back, get myself into an area that I like, and it's manageable. Very small, very manageable. No more trades for the rest of the day unless I say otherwise over on Tradecaster. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Help me wrap it on up here, baby, in 3, 2, 1. Ah! Woo-hoo-hoo! Yes!
I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet is so far down. I'm looking down now that it's over, reflecting on all of my mistakes. I thought I found the road to somewhere in His grace. I cried out, heaven save me, but I'm down to one last breath. And with it, let me say, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. I'm so far down. Said eyes follow me, but I still believe there's something left for me. So please come stay with me, 'cause I still believe there's something left for you and me, for you and me, for you and me. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking